What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 2 Light Years Chapter 26 Perfect Combination of Skills, Divine End plus Ancient Divine Power. There was a vibration from the bottom of the water, and a huge palace made of gold burst out of the ground. The palace is magnificent and full of mystery. The buried Turing Palace appeared in front of Chu Han. Rumble. The palace continued to rise until it stood completely on the riverbed. At the same time, Chu Han was surprised to find that he was getting closer and closer to the water surface. No, the water level has dropped. Sure enough, when the palace appeared, the water here dropped rapidly like an ebb tide and then disappeared. And Chu Han also slowly landed inside the palace. There are soldiers patrolling the squares and corridors of the palace. Chu Han looked over. Name: Turing Soldier. Attribute: Human Race. Open black lens bracket level. LV.45 close black lens bracket. Health volume: 90,000 90,000s, physique, 432. Open black lens bracket power, 526 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom, 597 close black lens bracket, agility, 475, open black lens bracket spirit, 367 close black lens bracket. Combat power value, 3,487, skills, sprint, war roar, half moon slash. What are you going to do next? Chu Han stood in the very center of the palace square, a little at a loss. He thought, the process of this task is to sneak into the underwater palace to find the crown after killing the monster. Unexpectedly, it will look like this now. Never mind him, kill him first. The tyrannical elements of fire gathered, and bursts of flames appeared in Chu Han's right hand. Just as the natural disaster of Purgatory was about to strike, there was a sound of footsteps from a distance. Warrior. A group of soldiers and ministers came hurriedly around an old man in his 60s or 70s. When he ran up to Chu Han, the old man grabbed Chu Han's hand with tears of gratitude. Warrior, you are the benefactor of our Turing family. The people behind echoed, yes, benefactor. Seeing this situation, Chu Han couldn't help being embarrassed. What the hell is this? Why are you still putting on a plot? He spread his hands and was about to speak, but suddenly found that there was a golden crown on the old man's head. Are you King Turing? The old man clasped his hands together. This king is the king of the Turing clan? Warrior, you killed the water monster and saved our Turing family. What reward do you want? This king must meet the requirements of the warrior. What? There is such a good thing. Chu Han's eyes lit up. I want 100 million taels of gold, wives and concubines in groups. Cough, no. Quickly shook his head, he pointed at King Turing's head. I don't ask for anything else, just give me this hat. As soon as these words came out, before King Turing could say anything, the ministers behind him immediately exploded. Presumptuous. This kid wants to seek power and usurp the throne. Where is the Turing army? Take it down for me. Drink. The soldiers got the order and immediately surrounded Chu Han. Well, is it that realistic? Chu Han had no choice but to release his skills again. At this time, King Turing roared. Back down. This warrior saved us. The Turings know how to repay their kindness. How could they treat their benefactor like this? After speaking, he turned his head to look at Chu Han. Warrior, I really can't give you this crown. How about this king betrotting the most beautiful little daughter to you? Chu Han suddenly became interested. Hey, fellow, you still have a daughter, let me see. King Turing turned around and waved, and a girl with fair skin, bright eyes and bright teeth ran over. This is the king's little princess, named Atasha. She is 14 years old and has reached the age of marriage. This king will betroth her to you now. What the hell? 14 years old? Piss off, Chu Han roared. I am a good citizen who obeys the law. Don't use evil desires to defeat me. I have a solid Tao heart, and I will never give in to such a vulgar temptation. Hearing Chu Han's roar, although King Turing didn't understand what it meant, he also knew that it was Chu Han who rejected him. HMPH, you're too deceitful. Do you think this king's daughter is not good enough for you? You are humiliating my Turing family. Soldier, kill him. Chu Han's face was full of black lines, and he looked at King Turing. Open black lens bracket King Turing, legendary boss, close black lens bracket, close black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. What the hell, it turns out that you are the boss of the secret realm. And the level is not low, at least 10 levels higher than Chu Han, and his detailed information cannot be seen. Everyone here, even though they look human, but in fact, they are all just monsters in the secret realm. What nonsense is this old man talking to a bunch of monsters? Purgatory natural disaster. Boom. The flame exploded and invaded the entire palace in an instant. You killed King Turing and gained 7,000 experience points. Close black lens bracket. You killed the Turing soldier and gained 200 experience points. Close black lens bracket. You killed the Turing soldier and gained 200 experience points. Close black lens bracket. You killed Princess Turing and gained 2,000 experience points. close black lens bracket. Oh, it's a pity for little lowly, Chu Han sighed. Suddenly, he saw that where King Turing was originally standing, a skillbook with flashing red light was floating there. Red? Another mage skillbook? No, it's impossible. It's all fake. Chu Han closed his eyes, trying to calm down his excitement. And to persuade myself, the explosion rate of mage skillbooks is less than 1 in 100,000. How could I be so lucky to explode so many in a row? I must have gone crazy thinking about the skillbook and had hallucinations. Yes, it must be so. Chu Han let out a breath, then slowly opened his eyes and looked again. F***K. It's the mage skillbook. Dude. Ha 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 ha. After rushing over in one step, Chu Han quickly picked up the skillbook. Open black lens bracket. Would you like to study stone falling art? Close black lens bracket. Yes. Chu Han did not hesitate. Open black lens bracket. Ding. Congratulations on learning the skill. Rockfall, close black lens bracket. Rockfall? From the name, it should be a second level soil skill. Passive skill, Demon Spirit Surge, is triggered, and the skill, Falling Rock, is replaced with God's End, close black lens bracket. God's End. Domineering, I like it. Chu Han was overjoyed and hurriedly checked the skill bar. Skill. The End of the Journey. Active, Earth-type forbidden spell. Summons a giant meteor that falls from the sky, dealing damage to enemies. Every time you release this skill, there will be a 99% chance to release it again for free, close black lens bracket. 99% chance to release again? In other words, this skill can produce 2 in 1 life, 4 in 2. Unlimited nesting dolls. What the hell, meteor shower. Chu Han imagined the doomsday scene and wished he could try his skills now. Etc. Suddenly, he frowned and realized that things were not that simple. I was stunned for a moment. A lewd smile appeared on Chu Han's face. Then, he raised the ancient theocracy in his hand. The skill of this wand is that every time the skill is released, there is a 1% chance to summon the beast. And at the end of the journey, every meteorite that falls is counted as an independent skill. In other words, these two things can work hand in hand. Bah no. They work together perfectly. Chapter 27. Jang Hon, son, you deserve to die. Qinglong Guild Headquarters. In the center of the manor, there is a suspended attic. The attic has no windows and is completely enclosed. At this time, inside the loft in the sky, Jang Hon and a man in black robes stood on both sides of the square table. Yegui, quickly divination my son's location. The man known as the Night Ghost is a rank 5 fortune teller of the Azure Dragon Guild, a star reader. Yigui muttered something in his mouth. There were several transparent glass balls on the square table, and under the singing of the Night Ghost, they began to float and shone with a strange light. Soon, it dimmed again and fell to the table. What happened? Jang Hon didn't know divination, but he could tell that this situation was abnormal. Yigui panted heavily and shook his head, gulping down the blue medicine. Divination is a very energy-consuming skill that requires a lot of blue medicine to support. The location cannot be divined. President, young Master Feng may have. Seeing the ugly face of the president, he didn't dare to continue. Jang Hon's eyes were about to burst, and the veins on his forehead popped out. Then tell me who Fenger met in the misty swamp last night and what happened. Okay, I'll try. Open black lens bracket. The stars that shine in the world, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Eternal and shining, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. I have a connection with you, close black lens bracket. Please light up in the dark, close black lens bracket. My lost soul, close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket, close black lens bracket. Night Ghost folded his hands on his chest and whispered. The glass ball on the table was sensed again, emitting scorching light. The rays of light gathered in one place to form a light curtain. Jang Hon stared wide-eyed, looking at the situation in the light curtain. I saw a group of people standing densely on it, but the picture was so blurry that he couldn't see people's faces clearly. How did this happen? Jang Hon asked. Sweat dripped from the Night Ghost's head. I can only go so far. Maybe someone is wearing a shielding device. But it doesn't matter, this is enough. I can see their personal information. The one standing in the middle on the left is Master Zhang Feng. Now he is in a secret place, and seems to be confronting people. Boom. As soon as Yi Gui finished speaking, a red light flashed across the screen. Then, the black figure representing Zhang Feng disappeared from the screen. Disappeared with him, and a large circle of people around him. Jang Hon's pupils instantly widened and were bloodshot. No matter how stupid he is, he can still see that his son was killed just like this. Check it out for me, who is that figure with skills? Yi Gui gritted his teeth and frantically knocked out the blue medicine. Then, he looked at the figure who released the fire skill. Result. Look at your sister, close black lens bracket. Yi Gui's expression changed drastically. Ah, this. Jang Hon grabbed Yi Gui by the collar. What did you see? Tell me. The Night Ghost was completely taken aback. I saw. Look at your sister. What did you say? Jang Hechan's face became even more ugly. Yi Gui tremblingly explained. President, forgive me for my incompetence, I can't see any information about this person. You cannot see it? Jang Hechan was also taken aback. You are a rank 5 professional at level 170. Is his level above 180? This sentence reminded the night ghost. He quickly reversed the screen to the moment when the skill was released. Taking a closer look, he was even more shocked. President, look, this skill. The range is so large that it almost covers the entire secret map. And among the people present, there are knights of our guild who are over 60 levels. He also killed him instantly. After hearing Yi Gui's explanation, Jang Hechan's face also turned pale. Killing a group of knights around level 60 in seconds, even a rank 7 pyromancer like him might not be able to do it. After all, knights are known as the blood cow profession, and their defense and blood volume are not generally high. And that person killed them all with only one skill? Jang Hechan watched it repeatedly, and the sweat on his forehead grew more and more. This skill is at least 8th level, maybe even 9th level. He didn't dare to guess any more. After all, above the 9th level, it is a forbidden curse. The entire Blue Star, let alone those who use forbidden spells. Even those who have seen the forbidden curse, there are not many people. Son, what kind of person did you offend? Who is he? Why did he come to Zhongling City to kill my son? Zhang Yi's weather was knotted in his chest, and he almost spewed blood. Yi Gui rolled his eyes, remembered something, and said quickly. President, in our Zhongling City, there will never be such a person. This person must be a foreigner. Have you heard that this time, the spiritual practice church came to Zhongling City to recruit people, and it was a mage? Hearing this, Jang Hechan straightened his body suddenly. You mean, this person is Shen Xingchen. No, Elder Shen? Shen Xingchen, the 9-turn sky-reaching demon technique. Back then, with his own strength, he alone killed 3 old evil gods who invaded the Dragon Kingdom. The man known as the Guardian Protector, just relying on a name alone frightened the mighty Jang Hechan until his whole body became stiff and he stuttered. He almost forgot about his dead son. At this moment, Jang Hechan felt as if he had fallen into an ice cave. Yes, that's right, it's definitely him, it can't be someone else. He completely gave up, and understood that Zhang Feng's murder would not be mentioned again in the future. Even when you cry about your own grave, you have to find a place where no one is there to cry. That's Shen Xingchen, the law of protecting the country. He will never kill innocent people indiscriminately. Since Zhang Feng died at his hands, he must have done something heinous. Yes, it must be so, Zhang Feng, son, you deserve to die. Jang Hechan wailed inwardly. President, there is another piece of information, I think I should report it, Yi Gui suddenly said. Jang Hechan lowered his head and said weakly, say. Yi Gui pointed to another black figure on the light curtain. This person, I read her information, is the daughter of Qin Tian from the White Tiger Guild, Qin Yi. Ha 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 ha. After listening to Yi Gui's words, Jang Hechan smiled wryly. Today, Tu Lien from the Suzaku Association said that his son has been appointed by default for the Spiritual Practice Church. Now I saw that Shen Xingchen brought Qin Yi from the White Tiger Guild to kill his son. It turns out that people have already climbed the high branches. Only my Azure Dragon Guild is a joke, ha ha ha. Jang Hechan suddenly remembered his ambition to annex the 3 major guilds. Now it seems that pure clown, Yegui, don't spread the word about what happened today. After speaking, Jang Hechan walked out of the castle in the air. Only a decadent figure remains, the other side. Transfer Temple. It's not yet the peak period of the second turn, and the place is still very deserted. Chu Han walked into the lobby, and was surprised to see that the little fat receptionist Du Kai hadn't slept. At this time, Du Kai also found Chu Han. He ran out of the workbench excitedly. Just about to speak to Chu Han, but suddenly his face changed, and he covered his mouth tightly. Chapter 28. It doesn't matter. My ears automatically filter out dog barking. Chu Han looked at Du Kai inexplicably. What are you doing? Du Kai covered his mouth and shook his head. Chu Han suddenly remembered that he said last time that when he came back, he would become mute. Seems like a good kid who keeps his promises. Chu Han smiled slightly. Fortunately, he was familiar with this place, so he walked to the church by himself. Walking up to the double moon stone platform with ease, Chu Han handed over the Turing crown. Congratulations on completing the 3rd turn task, close black lens bracket. Everything is simple and smooth. After coming down, Chu Han checked his attribute panel. Open black lens bracket. Chu Han close black lens bracket. Occupation, Elemental Apostle, 3rd turn. Level, LV.38. Open black lens bracket. Physique, 1871 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Power, 1579 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket. Wisdom, 2431 close black lens bracket. Agility, 1773. Open black lens bracket. Spirit, 2497 close black lens bracket. Combat power value, 57,211. Skills, Surge of demonic spirits, natural disaster of purgatory, crazy thunder of annihilation, source of all laws, emergence of blue sea, end of divine road, rising magic power. Accustomed to the pleasure of explosive attribute growth, Chu Han was already a little bored. He is only interested in newly learned skills. Magic power is high. Passive. Your skill damage increases by 10%. The passive skill, Surge of Demonic Spirits, is triggered, and the skill, Surge of Magical Spirits, is replaced by Extraordinary Comprehension, close black lens bracket. Extraordinary Comprehension. Passive. You can control the degree of spell release as you like, up to 200%, close black lens bracket. Controlled release level? Chu Han was startled. This means that I can experience the joy of painting pictures and killing monsters like an ordinary person in the future? Finally, I don't have to feel inferior because I can only ban spells. Chu Han smiled happily, then pointed at the wall. Nirvana Crazy Thunder, 0.01%. This is, a tiny bolt of lightning shot out from the fingertips and hit the wall. Snapped. A plume of black smoke came out of the wall, and then nothing happened, not even a crack appeared. If it were the full power Crazy Thunder of Annihilation, it could blow up the entire job-changing temple. Chu Han's control over the power of elements has reached the master level. After trying it a few more times, he had mastered it. Then, he said to the light curtain, "Query the conditions required for the fourth transfer mission." Soon, golden light formed words. "This is the primary job transfer temple. If you want to obtain the fourth job mission, please go to the advanced job transfer temple, close black lens bracket." Oh, the helplessness of a small city. Chu Han had only learned about it in the academy. The third transformation of a professional was a watershed. Starting from the fourth turn, the difficulty will increase to an abnormal level. But how to carry out the fourth revolution, he has no idea now. All I know is that after 3 turns, you can only turn 4 after reaching level 60. Then advance to level 70 and move 5 times, and so on, until you reach level 9. If you go up to the 9th level, you will enter a mysterious and unknown realm that no one has ever reached. However, it is too early to say. Sighing, Chu Han walked down the double moon stone platform and returned to the hall. When Du Kai saw Chu Han, his eyes couldn't help but shine. But due to his previous commitment, he still refrained from speaking. It was obvious that he was having a hard time enduring it, and his face was red from suppressing it. Chu Han was a little funny, but he didn't waste any time and left directly to the exchange. "Old Wei, how is the sales of my equipment going?" As soon as he entered the door, Chu Han asked straight to the point. He didn't expect his receptionist to be a girl in black stockings, so he went straight to Wei Suanen. Wei Suanen came forward with a smile on his face. "Oh, Mr. Chu, you're finally here. I can see through it all." Okay. Chu Han looked disgusted. "Just don't forget to wear long johns." Hey. Wei Suanen continued to smile. "I know you were busy, so I won't talk nonsense." As he spoke, he applied for a deal with Chu Han. More than half of the equipment you consigned for auction has been sold, and the total transaction volume is 28 million gold coins. Deducting 5% commission, I should give you 26.6 million gold coins, please check. Wrong day. Chu Han was shocked. This was undoubtedly an astronomical sum for him in the past. After the transaction was completed and more than 26 million gold coins were entered into the account, Chu Han still couldn't believe his eyes. It took him a long time to recover. Sure enough, after gaining strength, money is just a bunch of numbers. Just a toy. Mr. Chu, this is only part of it. You currently have 13 pieces of silver equipment and 7 pieces of gold equipment for sale. If there is no accident, these 20 pieces of equipment can still sell for about 10 million. It won't be long before we will usher in the annual second turn peak period. At that time, the supply of level 20 to 30 equipment will be in short supply. So now there are many people making preparations in advance, which leads to rising prices. Okay, thank you for your hard work. Chu Han said goodbye and walked outside the exchange. The exchange is always crowded with people. He squeezed his way through the crowd and finally walked out the door. "Oh, you are so annoying, can you get out?" As soon as he walked outside, Chu Han heard a familiar voice. Following the sound, Qin Yi in a long white corset skirt walked over. And beside her, followed a young man with red hair. The young man smiled coquettishly, and followed Qin Yi like a mangy dog. Completely disregarding her impatient expression towards him. "Tu Kang, are you sick? Didn't I tell you not to follow me?" Qin Yi couldn't take it anymore. If it wasn't for the street, she would have wanted to do it. The one following her was Tu Kang, the son of Tulen, the president of the Suzaku Guild. He awakened the hidden profession, Yufeng warrior, and was rated as the #1 most potential graduate of Zhongling City by the wild list of a certain media. After Tu Kang was scolded, he was neither annoyed nor angry, he still smiled. "Yi, am I worried about you? Look, there are so many people here, what if someone plots against you? I have to protect you." Qin Yi frowned in disgust. "Who will protect you? Can you stay away from me? Don't be annoying like a mangy dog." "Dog? You say I'm a dog?" Tu Kang was taken aback for a moment, then posted it again. I'm a dog, I'm your little wolf dog, woof woof. Seeing his unscrupulous look, Qin Yi clenched his fists. Tu Kang, can you be more disgusting? Chu Han, who was not far away, saw this scene, and didn't intend to say hello to Qin Yi, so he turned and left. And his movement caught Qin Yi's attention. Chu Han. She called after her. Chu Han turned around. Is there something wrong? Qin Yi kicked Tu Kang away and ran to Chu Han. Are you here to sell equipment? Is there any assassin that can use it? I want to change my equipment recently. She didn't know why, but she felt inexplicably nervous when talking to Chu Han. Hearing this, Chu Han shrugged. I gave it to Old Wei, you can ask him. After speaking, he walked away. Qin Yi hurriedly stopped him. Hey, don't leave yet. I'm going to practice leveling tomorrow morning, can you come with me? After saying this, Qin Yi himself was a little surprised. As the daughter of the president of the White Tiger Guild, she is also the schoolgirl level goddess of Maple Leaf College. When did you talk to a boy so humbly? However, after she finished asking, she couldn't help but look at Chu Han nervously. And look forward to his answer. But before Chu Han could speak, Tu Kang chased after him again. He stood beside Qin Yi, looking at Chu Han with hostility. Yi, who is this kid? Did he provoke you? Do you need me to teach him for you? Qin Yi's pretty face was flushed with anger, and she stared and shouted. Get out of here. Chu Han is my friend. If you dare to touch him, I will kill you. Friend? Tu Kang ignored Qin Yi's last words and looked at Chu Han with disdain. At this time, Chu Han had already put away the ancient theocracy. Otherwise, he would swagger through the market with the holy artifact, and there would probably be an uproar wherever he went. Seeing that Chu Han didn't even have any equipment from top to bottom, Tu Kang sneered. Yi, what are you kidding? You see, this kid is so poor that he doesn't even have a piece of equipment, so he deserves to be friends with people like us. Boom. When Qin Yi heard this, he kicked him over again. Immediately afterwards, she hurriedly explained to Chu Han. Chu Han, don't listen to his nonsense, this man has a brain problem. I really regard you as a friend. Chu Han smiled, he naturally wouldn't take such words to heart. It's okay, my ears automatically filter out dog barks. But what a coincidence, I have other things to do now, so I can't upgrade with you, goodbye. Seeing Chu Han's leaving back, Qin Yi felt sore in his heart. Soon, that bitterness turned into grief and indignation. She walked to Tu Kang, who was lying on the ground, and mended a few more feet. On the other side, Chu Han left quickly, wanting to go to Function Plane as soon as possible. But not far away, he heard someone yelling behind him. Sell skillbooks, sell them cheap. Sell mage skillbooks for cheap, Spirit Wind Curse. Chapter 29 Spirit Wind Curse, the most useless skill of a mage? Mage skillbook, Spiritual Wind Curse. Hearing this, Chu Han's footsteps froze instantly. He turned his head to look and found that it was a little girl in her teens. She stood in the crowd, looking a little embarrassed. Chu Han learned about it from Wei Suanen. There are many people who like to sell things privately at the gate of the exchange, just to avoid the 5% commission. However, as long as it is not too blatant, the exchange will not take care of it. Because it can't be managed at all. Walking to the girl's side, Chu Han's eyes lit up as he looked at the skillbook she held in her arms. Little girl, how much do you sell for this copy of Spiritual Wind Curse? Hearing someone's inquiry, the girl raised her head in surprise. She stretched out 3 fingers excitedly and timidly. 3 million gold coins. Hearing the price, Chu Han nodded. The height is a bit high, but it is reasonable. According to the normal market price, mage skillbooks can cost tens of millions. But Spiritual Wind Curse is an exception, because of this skill. It's such a waste. Spiritual Wind Curse, a 3rd-tier mage skill. It has 2 effects. One is to release it on the enemy, which can make the opponent volley and cause a small amount of damage. The condition is that the opponent is more than 10 levels lower than you in order to make it volley. The second effect is to release it on yourself, allowing you to fly for a short time. This short, how short? Once on the professional forum, someone personally tested it. Fly up to 10 meters. Countless people have questioned why such a stupid skill can be ranked as a 3rd-level skill, and it needs to be level 30 to learn it. Later, some people ridiculed, saying that if any sorcerer wants to learn the Spirit Wind Curse, this number will be dirty. However, jokes are jokes. After all, it is a mage skillbook. The price of the Spirit Wind Curse is 3 million, which is completely within a reasonable range. However, there is a price but no market, basically no one bought it. After quoting the price, the little girl looked at Chu Han in a panic, not daring to blink her dark eyes. At this time, Qin Yi came over. Chu Han, do you want to buy this skillbook? I'll buy it and give it to you. She tried her best to please Chu Han. In addition to having a good impression of him, there are more important things. That is, she wants to pull Chu Han into the White Tiger Guild. Qin Yi has lived in the upper class since he was a child, and what he has seen and understood is beyond the reach of ordinary people. She knew that Chu Han was able to clear the level 2 secret realm, Shadow Dragon's prison, by himself, it was definitely not as simple as having a magic crest. If he is a mediocre person, even if he is given 10,000 coats of arms, he will only be scared by the boss and pee his pants. Like that Tu Kang. It was said that Cao 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 had arrived, and as soon as Qin Yi came over, Tu Kang followed. Yi, do you want to buy a skill book? Let me have a look. Huh? Isn't this a mage skill book? What are you buying it for? Tu Kang ignored Qin Yi's disgusted look, and took the skill book from the little girl to play with. Isn't this the most trashy spirit wind curse? Hey, smelly girl, how much do you sell it for? The little girl frowned, and said timidly, 3 million. What? Tu Kang shouted in a sharp voice, like a chicken crowing at the top of its throat. This is the most trashy skill for mages. How dare you sell it for 3 million? You're disrupting the market. Believe it or not, I'll let the Professionals Association arrest you. Scared by him, the little girl's eyes turned red. My brother got hurt, it cost a lot of money. This is his. The skill book he typed out in the wild, I want to sell it for more money. Without money, he will die, whispering sound. With a look of contempt on his face, Tu Kang threw the skill book back into the girl's hands like garbage. Whether your brother dies or not is none of my business. Let me tell you, according to the market price, your trash skill book can only sell for 300,000. Well, I'll do my best, I bought it for 500,000 yuan, how about it? The girl burst into tears and hugged the skill book tightly. No, the doctor said, it must be 3 million. Chu Han looked at the girl who was emotionally broken, and suddenly felt a little dazed. He still remembers that after he crossed over, he had a high fever when he was 5 years old. His sister, Chu Shi, who was only 3 years older than him, sought medical treatment everywhere behind his back. But because she had no money, she was rejected. Chu Han lay behind her and saw that her expression was just like this girl's. Collapse and stubborn. I don't know how she is now. Chu Han looked lonely. He took a step forward and touched the girl's head. Sell me this skill book, 3 million. Hearing Chu Han's words, the girl suddenly raised her head, her eyes full of disbelief. Until Chu Han sent a transaction application and entered 3 million in the price column. The girl's nose was sour, and her tears continued. She suppressed her crying and put the spiritual wind curse on it. Hey, what the hell are you doing? The transaction was not yet completed. Tu Kang suddenly rushed over to interrupt the two of them. This skill book is bought by me as a gift for Yi, why do you jump in line? Or is it that you deliberately acted in front of Yi? Damn, I got it, you poor guy wants to grab a girlfriend from me, right? It's your mother's dream. Facing Tu Kang's roar, Chu Han rolled his eyes, he felt that talking to such an idiot would be a dirty mouth. Fortunately, Qin Yi was nearby, she grabbed Tu Kang and kicked him over again. Tu Kang, don't embarrass me, okay? Who is your girlfriend? Take a piss and take care of yourself. After scolding for a while, she turned to Chu Han and said. Chu Han, I'm sorry. This skill book, why don't I buy it for you? After all, 3 million is not a small amount. Chu Han interrupted her with a wave of his hand, no need. After speaking, he directly completed the transaction. The spiritual wind curse turned into a red light and was transferred from the girl to Chu Han's hands. And Qin Yi patted his mouth annoyed, who is Chu Han? He gave himself a bunch of top-quality equipment before and entrusted himself to hand it over to the exchange. There is no worry that I will swallow the equipment. He even gave himself a top-quality gold shoe by the way. Such a person would care about a mere 3 million? Qin Yi, what are you thinking? Chu Han is obviously a low-key hermit. If you want to pull him into the White Tiger Guild, you must be careful when speaking and doing things in front of him. Thinking of this, Qin Yi looked up at Chu Han. In fact, I don't blame her, the main reason is that Chu Han's shabby naked appearance is too easy to be misunderstood. On the other side, Chu Han and the little girl finished their transaction. Looking at the 3 million extra in the account, the girl was very grateful. She bowed to Chu Han and ran away quickly. Chu Han put away the skill book and prepared to leave. He had to find a place where no one was around to learn the skills. Before he took 2 steps, suddenly a figure stood in front of him. Tu Kang held a blue long axe, with a cruel and bloodthirsty smile on the corner of his mouth. Did I let you go? Chapter 31 Skill transforms 2 forbidden spells, playing so exciting? Nirvana Thunder. Chu Han growled. He didn't want to say more nonsense about the dog blocking the way. Using extraordinary comprehension, he controlled the power at 0.1%. Crack. Bang. A thunder snake flashed across the air and struck directly on top of Tu Kang's head. Minus 4,726. Tu Kang let out a scream and fell on his back. Damn it, did you see that a level 19 fighter was killed? Looking at that person's skills, he seems to be a mage. I know this warrior, he is Tu Kang from the Suzaku Guild. Damn it, the eldest son of the Tu family. A warrior with the best equipment has been killed? What is the origin of this mage? I don't know, I can't see his information at all. People around are discussing. Chu Han didn't care, and stepped over Tu Kang's body with a cold face. He didn't kill him, leaving Tu Kang with a layer of blood. After all, Chu Han is just a fresh graduate and he is not that bloodthirsty. You mess with me once and I can just teach you a little lesson. But if you dare to jump in front of me one after another. I'm sorry, I broke your legs. The previous Zhang Feng was a role model. After Tu Kang was struck by lightning, he was covered in black smoke. He only has 46 points of blood left and he is completely stupid. It's a monster, the proud son of the Tu family. According to the legend, the spiritual practice church named and designated newcomers to accept. At this time, he was humiliated by Chu Han's crotch and he didn't even dare to fart. Aside, seeing Chu Han's performance, Shen Yi covered his mouth in surprise. Immediately afterwards, there was ecstasy. As expected, I was not mistaken. He is definitely not an ordinary mage. Seeing Chu Han leave, Shen Yi hurried to catch up. Chu Han, wait a minute. Hearing this, Chu Han turned around. Is there anything else? Shen Yi looked excited and said straight to the point. Chu Han, do you have any plans for the graduation test in a few days' time? Actually, what I want to say is, can you join our White Tiger Guild? Chu Han immediately shook his head. Sorry, I have other thoughts. His plan is to try his best to get into the Royal Knights. Even if one's occupation is not a knight, one must work hard. Only by entering there can we investigate the cause of my sister's disappearance. Seeing Shen Yi's disappointed face, Chu Han became interested and asked, why did you invite me to join your White Tiger Guild? Because you are very strong, and you are a good person, Shen Yi said nervously. Good guy. Chu Han was puzzled. Why do you think so? Shen Yi pursed her lips and explained, because you helped that little girl just now. Help her? Chu Han frowned. Did I help her? Shen Yi nodded again and again. Of course, you bought her things. Shu Lang smiled coldly. Perhaps in the eyes of you rich people, buying something from a poor person is considered helping her. But for me, I just use the same value of money to buy something I need. I don't have your compassion for the world, and I don't feel that I am standing at the peak of morality to help others. So, you don't have to think I'm a good person. I still have something to do. Let's go first. After speaking, Chu Han left the exchange without looking back. Shen Yi stood there, at a loss. After tossing for a long time, it was already past noon. Chu Han went home and made something to eat. After eating, he took out the spiritual wind curse. According to previous experience, the higher the rank of the skill book, the stronger the transformed forbidden spell will be. This is the first time Chu Han has learned a third-order skill. He was looking forward to it. Would you like to learn Spiritual Wind Curse, close black lens bracket? Yes. Open black lens bracket ding. Congratulations on learning the skill. Lingfeng Curse, close black lens bracket. Passive skill, Demon Spirit Surge, is triggered, and the skill, Spiritual Wind Curse, is replaced with Wind Spirit Wings, and Soul Entangling Dance, close black lens bracket. Chu Han looked at the system prompt and was stunned. Why didn't I understand? After transformation, why are there two forbidden spells? Something went wrong with the system, or am I opening it in the wrong way? With doubts, Chu Han closed the interface and reopened it. Still the same. Damn it, no way, it's so exciting? Chu Han suppressed a smile and quickly checked the skill panel again. Sure enough, there are two more, Wind Spirit Wings. Take the initiative, the wind spell is forbidden. Summon the spirit of the wind and fly against the wind. Under the protection of the wings of the spirit of the wind, you will be in a state of 99% immune to damage, and the wings of the spirit of the wind will cause huge damage to the enemy. Close black lens bracket. Haunting Soul Dance. Take the initiative, the wind spell is forbidden. Summons a wind demon to attack the enemy with a powerful whirlwind, causing massive damage and immobilizing it. Close black lens bracket. One flying skill, one group control. Looking at the two newly added forbidden spells, Chu Han laughed so hard. After a short break at noon, Chu Han went out again. The target this time is Function Plane. The next task is to quickly complete the function suit and get his cooldown reduction to 100%. He also discovered that even if the Nirvana Sky Thunder only uses 0.1% of its power, the cooldown is still 100 minutes. This is so badass. After walking out the door, Chu Han directly activated his skill, Fengling Wings. Swish, two pairs of elf wings made of wind elements appeared behind Chu Han. The wings are more than 2 meters long, bringing a strong airflow, making the surrounding houses rattling. Looks powerful. Set off, with Chu Han's thought, driven by the elf's wings. His body, it shot out like a cannonball, almost shot on the wall. Fortunately, Chu Han was very agile, so he narrowly avoided it. Too dangerous. After getting used to the flying attitude, Chu Han can control the altitude as he likes. When passing through the wild dungeon, he tried to fly close to the ground. -475,486. -646,548. -598,698. Where Chu Han flew past, a string of red damage values floated up. As long as the monsters touched by Feng Ling's wings are instantly killed. Ha ha. It's not bad to be able to spawn monsters like this. Chu Han flew up excitedly, shuttled among the monsters non-stop. However, the happy time is always short-lived. 5 minutes later, the fairy wings disappeared, and wind spirit wings also entered the CD. Also 100 minutes. F*K. Flying for 5 minutes, charging for 2 hours? Isn't it too bad? After complaining, Chu Han looked around. He has come to the range of function plane. The next step is to find the boss function and take out all the equipment on him. According to Chu Han's habit of brushing pictures in the past, once the forbidden curse is cast, it will be over. However, this time he didn't intend to do so. Function plane is a wild dungeon, and there must be people leveling nearby. If you use the forbidden spell, you don't even know where the boss's body is. Before finding it, it is very likely that the dropped item will be picked up by passers-by, and it will be a big loss. Function boss doesn't know how often to brush, he doesn't have much time to spend here. So, it is safest to find the boss before doing it. After making up his mind, Chu Han surrounded function plane and began to search. Chapter 31 Taboo Field. Mortals cannot touch it. Open black lens bracket function plane close black lens bracket. Recommended level. LV.35 LV.40. The terrain here is flat, and the density of monsters is very small. This is still very beneficial to Chu Han. Although he was covered with forbidden spells, the 100-minute cooldown still gave him a headache. Oh, I didn't expect that. Obviously possessing the ability to kill gods, but I still have to pick and choose Soso's release skills. God is unfair to me. The more Chu Han thought about it, the angrier he became. In front of him, several monsters happened to pass by. Open black lens bracket name. Iron Thorn Wolf close black lens bracket. Attribute. Beast. Open black lens bracket level. LV.37 close black lens bracket. Health volume. 85,000. Open black lens bracket physical strength. 487 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket power. 504 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket agility. 473 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom. 391 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket spirit. 338 close black lens bracket. Combat power value. 3198. Skills. Iron Wolf stab, dizzy howl, bite. Introduction. Hungry, anyone who will give me a bite, I promise to take a bite, close black lens bracket. Name. Gale Golden-Eyed Tiger. Attribute. Beast. Open black lens bracket level. LV.39 close black lens bracket. Health volume. 98,000. Physique. 537. Open black lens bracket power. 511 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket agility. 501 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom. 499 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket spirit. 315 close black lens bracket. Combat power value. 3666. Skills. Roar of the Beastmaster, Skin Enhancement, Gale Tiger Claw. Introduction. Try to bite me. Close black lens bracket. A wolf and a tiger stared directly at Chu Han. Oh, I can't escape. Purgatory natural disaster. Power. 1%. Boom. 1% of the natural disasters of Purgatory directly wiped out the two monsters. Putting away the loot, Chu Han continued on his way. The further you go inside the function plane, the denser the monsters will be. Chu Han glanced at his skill bar, except for Wind Spirit Wings and Purgatory Calamity, which have entered the cooldown. Everything else has turned into a good one. Unfolding his movements, Chu Han attracted monsters while running. When there were more monsters gathered around him, Chu Han cleared the screen directly. Nirvana. 1%. Call, he couldn't help but sighed. Chu Han hadn't tried such an aggrieved style of play for a long time. It can kill the whole picture in seconds, but it can only be released bit by bit. If it goes on like this, it will be suffocated. Roar. Just when Chu Han was feeling uncomfortable, a loud roar came from behind. This roar is stronger than what I heard before, and its penetrating power is huge. Chu Han turned around in surprise. A giant white tiger was pacing in front of him, its bloodthirsty eyes locked on Chu Han. Open black lens bracket function. Elite boss. Close black lens bracket. Attribute. Beast. Open black lens bracket level. LV.45 close black lens bracket. Health volume. 220,000. Physique. 714. Open black lens bracket power. 798 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket agility. 679 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom. 688 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket spirit. 573 close black lens bracket. Combat power value. 7,624. Skills. Wrath of the Wind God, Wind and Remnant Clouds, Spring Breeze. Introduction. I don't have CDs for my skills. Close black lens bracket. The so-called function is actually a white tiger? Chu Han froze for a moment. But yes, the cloud follows the dragon, the wind follows the tiger. Very reasonable. The white tiger is majestic and majestic, with a huge tiger head standing proudly. Stupid humans. Why break into the territory of the god? Bear the wrath of the god. After listening to Feng Shen's lines, Chu Han burst into tears. Xiaobai, you've come, I've had a hard time looking for you. With runny nose and tears, he walked towards Feng Shen. It won't work for the big white tiger directly. Walking closer, Chu Han silently took out the ancient divine power, held it in his hand. Although I'm a bit reluctant, I'll see you later. Ni Mie Quanglei, full firepower, 200%, rumble crack boom. Chu Han, who had been holding back for a long time, was released at this moment. He no longer has any worries and sprints desperately. Extraordinary comprehension is also brought to the extreme. The twice powerful thunder of annihilation carries the vast momentum of gods killing demons. Falling with a crash, click, boom. Hearing the movement from the sky, the white tiger wind god looked up to the sky. I saw endless thunder rolling in, turning into a thunder dragon and striking down. At that moment, it saw its own breast. Boom, the extremely strong brontosaurus fell. The white tiger wind god directly turned into powder. The entire function plane was shrouded in lightning, and no monster was spared. Oh, this white tiger is pretty good looking, but it's a pity that nothing is left. Not even a hair on it. Seeing that the place where the white tiger wind god was turned into a piece of scorched earth, Chu Han felt extremely regretful. But as long as there are trophies, after the function corpse disappeared, loot all over the ground exploded. Chu Han didn't stuff everything into his backpack like usual, but started searching carefully. Half a minute later, he held a ring in his hands and raised it high in excitement. Haha, it exploded, the wind god ring, gold. Occupation type. Unlimited. Open black lens bracket level. LV.40 close black lens bracket, durability, 3000/3000ths. Physique plus 30. Open black lens bracket strength plus 30 close black lens bracket, wisdom plus 30, agility plus 20. Spirit plus 20. Set effect, 1/5, skill cooling reduction plus 20%, close black lens bracket. Introduction. Reject the sage's time. Charge with unlimited firepower, close black lens bracket. Chu Han couldn't wait to put the ring on. Sure enough, the cooldown of all skills became 80 minutes. Ha. Wei Suanen does have a few tricks up his sleeve, the function suit is really useful. After picking up the loot elsewhere on the map, Chu Han took up nearly half of the backpack space. Hey, is there any way to expand the backpack? I don't know, is it possible to use space skills? Forget it, it's not easy to get that thing. Let's think of other ways. In Blue Star, every profession has some skills that are classified as taboos. For example, the summoners sacrifice the demon, the warlocks change fate against heaven. There are also the time system and space system skills of the mage. These are areas that are untouchable by mortals. It is said that only those who have reached the mysterious realm of rank 9 or above can understand those things. But that was still too far away from Chu Han now. After hitting the first function suit, Chu Han didn't stop. He stayed where he was, waiting for the white tiger wind god to refresh. About 40 minutes later, roar, stupid humans. Why break into the territory of the god? Withstand the wrath, fire of this god. The white tiger wind god makes a majestic appearance. However, halfway through reading the lines, he saw Chu Han with a hungry look on his face. White tiger function felt goosebumps all over his body. Chu Han can't control that much, haunting dance. Call, the wind element swept in, colliding and gathering in the air. In the end, a huge vortex of violent wind was formed. The whirlwind spread instantly, covering the entire function plane. All monsters are fixed in place, then, more than a dozen stages of damage floated from the top of the head. Minus 573,579. Minus 573,579. Minus 573,579. Obviously, the damage of Haunting Dance is much lower than that of Infernal Scourge and Nirvana Thunder. But it's enough. The newly refreshed white tiger function fell again, leaving behind a pile of loot. Chu Han pounced on it like a hungry wolf, dug at it for a long time, and picked out a bracelet. Open black lens bracket function bracelet, gold, close black lens bracket, occupation type, unlimited. Open black lens bracket level, LV.40 close black lens bracket, durability, 3000/3000ths, physique plus 30. Open black lens bracket strength plus 30 close black lens bracket, wisdom plus 30, agility plus 20, spirit plus 20. Set effect, 2/5, skill cooling reduction plus 40%, close black lens bracket. Introduction. Reject the sage's time, charge with unlimited firepower, close black lens bracket. After wearing it, the cooling reduction will directly increase to 40%. Hey, Chu Han continued to wait with great anticipation. Another 40 minutes passed. Roar, stupid humans. Why is it you again? Chapter 32. A strange man, an old man with a white beard riding a quail. The white tiger function was about to cry but had no tears, and lay down on the ground with a wilted expression. Anyway, they are all beaten. Since you can't resist, then enjoy it. When Chu Han saw this, he couldn't help but smile. He knelt down and reached out to touch the tiger's head. Hey, don't even say it, the feel of this white tiger is really good. It's slippery, not prickly at all. Chu Han couldn't stop and touched it directly. 10 minutes later, hey, I've been touching you for a long time, can't you scream a few times? Chu Han was not happy to see the white tiger function changing from fearful and uneasy to a look of relief. Doesn't this guy understand his status? Who serves whom? When Chu Han roared, white tiger wind god suddenly came back to his senses and was stunned on the spot. Call? What's it called? It opened its mouth hesitantly and made a high-pitched sound. Meow. Chu Han couldn't help but feel happy and tugged on Baihu's lips. The little mouth is so sweet. Since you are so sensible, I will give you a good time. Purgatory natural disaster. Boom. The well-behaved and sensible white tiger function died at the hands of Chu Han again. After squatting 5 times and spending nearly 3 hours, Chu Han finally got together the 5-piece function suit. Open black lens bracket wind god ring close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wind god bracelet close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wind god belt close black lens bracket. Wind god earrings. Open black lens bracket wind god boots close black lens bracket. Set effect, 5/5. Skill cooling reduction plus 100%. The passive skill, source of all laws, is triggered, and the cooldown reduction of your skills breaks through the upper limit, reaching 100%, close black lens bracket. The exciting moment is finally here. Chu Han couldn't hide his smile and hurriedly checked the skill bar. As expected, the cooldown time of all active skills. All turned into 0. Haha, cool, the forbidden spell machine gun is ready. Chu Han laughed loudly, feeling the magic power surge all over his body, as if it was inexhaustible. Even if he usually acts cautiously, he can no longer endure it now. You must have a blast first. Then, Chu Han raised one hand. Purgatory natural disaster, Nirvana thunder. Haunting dance. In an instant, thunder, flame, and violent wind, 3 magic elements are raging at the same time. Function plane was turned upside down, 20 kilometers away from Function plane, on the edge of Zhongling City. A branch stretched out from the steep cliff. On the branch, an old man with a white beard was lying on it, basking in the sun. This old man is none other than Shen, one of the elders of the Shaolin Church. This time he came to Zhongling City to recruit new recruits, and he was in charge of checking them out. However, Shen was lazy by nature, and he didn't bother to care about these trivial matters. When he arrived in Zhongling City, he didn't go in, and just hid here to be lazy. Huh? What's the noise? Suddenly feeling strong elemental fluctuations, Shen sat up abruptly. Is this a forbidden curse? No, it's impossible. No one can release the 3 elemental curses at the same time, unless he is a god. However, even if it's not a forbidden spell, it should be a 9th level magic. There is such a strong person in Zhongling City. The strength of this person may not be inferior to mine. No wonder the teacher asked me to come to this place where the birds don't shit, it seems that they have other intentions. Shen teacher is a 9-rank fortune teller, a divine servant of Tianyu. At the same time, he is also the president of the Spiritual Practice Church. If he hadn't spoken in person, Shen wouldn't have come to this kind of place. Moreover, apart from the chairman, no one dared to arrange things for him. This one is the man known as the Guardian Protector. Even the leaders of the Longguo military region will be polite when they see it. Who dares to trouble him? Even if this giant Buddha sleeps on the floor of the main hall of the Spiritual Cultivation Church every day, no one dares to say anything. No, I have to go and see. Zhao Hong, let's go. Following Shen shout, a crane covered in red feathers flew over. This is the holy beast he subdued on the top of Nether Mountain, the Scarlet Blood Spirit crane. Turning over and jumping on Lingyi's back, Shen flew towards the direction where the magic power fluctuated just now. Chu Han looked at the mess on the ground and couldn't help scratching his head. Things seemed to be getting bigger. Slip away. After picking up all the spoils that could be picked up, Chu Han retreated in time. Making such a movement will definitely attract the attention of the authorities. When the time comes for someone to find himself, I'm afraid it will be difficult to explain clearly. Wretched development, don't waste time. Thinking this way, Chu Han walked out of Function Plane. At this time, the dungeon was almost completely destroyed. However, Blue Star's field copy has an automatic repair function. It's just ruined like this, it may take a while for automatic repair. Hey, little guy, suddenly, there was a sound from above. Chu Han looked up and saw a big red bird hanging in the air. There are still living monsters here? Chu Han was startled, and as soon as he stretched out his hand, he wanted to add a forbidden spell. Relax, I'm talking to you. Before the words were finished, an old man with a white beard jumped off the bird's back. It was Shen. Looking at the old man in front of him, Chu Han also knew that this man had a lot of background. Could it be that the government sent someone to investigate so soon? Thinking about it, Chu Han couldn't help becoming vigilant. Little guy, have you seen who destroyed this place? Shen Shingen stood in front of Chu Han and asked directly. He saw that the immaturity on Chu Han's face was still there. It was obvious that he was a child who had just graduated. Naturally, he wouldn't associate the power to release 9th level magic with him. Chu Han shrugged when he heard the words, I don't know. I was just passing by here, and it was already like this when I arrived. Shen Shingen was slightly disappointed, and asked again. Then have you ever seen any strange people come and go? Chu Han nodded, pointing at Shen Shingen. Aren't you the one? An old man with a white beard rode a big red quail. It's more than strange, it's just weird, Z. Hearing Chu Han call himself a big quail, the red-blooded crane raised its head to the sky and croaked as a threat. Shen Shingen squeezed Lingyi's mouth. Zhao Hong, shut up, your cry will attract the monsters around you. The red-blood spirit crane is the spirit of all things. A monster with wisdom roots will definitely come to worship it when it hears its cry. However, they only pay homage to the spirit crane, and they will still attack if they see other people. As soon as the words fell, the ground began to tremble with a boom. A grizzly bear with a height of more than 3 meters came running wildly. Open black lens bracket moon worship bear king, elite boss, close black lens bracket open black lens bracket level, LV.60 close black lens bracket. Shen Shingen frowned. This is a level 60 boss, don't let it touch Chu Han, or you will be killed. Little guy, after you step back, let me, Nirvana Thunder. Before Shen Shingen could finish speaking, Chu Han made a move. After all, Chu Han wasn't sure about the fighting power of the white-bearded old man, so he didn't bother to activate his skills directly. 1% of the power of the Nirvana Thunder fell, instantly killing the Bear King. Chapter 33 Shen Shingen's invitation to join the Spiritual Cultivation Church. Shen Shingen was shocked. When it comes to level 60 elite bosses, that's really nothing. He has 10,000 ways to instantly kill him. However, Chu Han is so young, he looks less than 20 years old, but he can do it. What is the origin of this baby? Looking at Chu Han again, Shen Shingen's mind became active. Anyway, the task given to me by the church is to recruit new people back. It's not a trick to recruit anyone, I think this kid is very good. At such a young age, he can instantly kill a level 60 elite boss with just a few gestures. His potential is limitless. And seeing that when he released his skills just now, he didn't even need to sing. His control over the magic elements has reached the point of perfection. As long as this kid is trained well, he might be able to take over my mantle in the future. I thought so in my heart. Shen Shingen subconsciously checked Chu Han's information. Result. Look at your sister, close black lens bracket Shen Shingen, Omega D Omega. The old man is a level 569th rank mage, can't see this kid's information? Ahem. Shen Shingen coughed twice to cover up his embarrassment and shock. Well, little guy, what's your name? Which school did you graduate from? Chu Han rolled his eyes. My teacher taught me to introduce myself before asking someone's identity. Shen Shingen. Sigma, circle dot operator hollow down pointing triangle circle dot operator. Ahem. Okay, let me introduce myself first. I am the elder of the Spiritual Cultivation Church, Shen Shingen. Oh. Chu Han nodded indifferently. Shen Shingen, hollow square. Oh. What does O mean? Shouldn't a normal person be questioned, shocked, and terrified when they hear their own name? Why doesn't this kid follow the script? Ahem. Little guy, is it time for you to introduce yourself? Chu Han covered his nose and said in disgust, why do you cough all the time, don't you feel positive? Shen Shingen was taken aback. What do you mean? Seeing that the other party didn't understand his little good-natured joke, Chu Han felt quite bored. After all, the other party is not the same as himself, but traveled from the earth. My name is Chu Han. I'm a student at Maple Leaf College. I just graduated and changed jobs. I don't have a guild or a position. Hearing this, Shen Shingen was even more excited. Not long after graduation, I fully meet my recruitment requirements. In this way, it will be more legitimate to recruit Chu Han. Haha, wait for me, boy, you're playing cold with me, aren't you? See how this old man treats you. Wait until I send you a guild invitation, and see how cold you are. You just wait to be grateful and flattered, ha 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 ha. Ahem. Shen Shingen cleared his throat and said seriously. Chu Han, in the name of the elders of the Lingshou Church, I formally invite you to join the Lingshou Church. Do you agree? Chu Han waved his hand. I'm not interested, I'll leave first if you have nothing else to do. Shen Shingen. No. Not interested. For a normal person, just hearing the name of the Spiritual Cultivation Church would make him shiver twice. After all, it is as famous as the Royal Knights, one of the top guilds in Dragon Country. When others are invited by me, they will probably pass out with excitement. But this kid, don't play by the routine, did you take the wrong medicine? Stop for the old man. Shingen also lost his temper and stepped in front of Chu Han. The red-blooded crane thought it was about to fight and flapped its wings excitedly. Booing Yangtze. Chu Han frowned, looking at one person and one crane. What do you want? Shingen calmed down. After all, given my identity and age, I can't be angry with a child. Chu Han, do you have doubts about my identity? This is the only explanation that makes sense. This kid must have regarded himself as a liar, that's why he reacted like this. After speaking, Shingen rolled up his sleeves. On his right forearm, there is a triangular golden mark. People who join the guild will have a similar thing on their bodies. And this triangular mark is the exclusive logo of the spiritual church. Chu Han shrugged. I don't doubt it. Aren't you Shingen? I've seen you in textbooks. As the divine law of protecting the country of the Dragon Kingdom, Maple Leaf College compiled his deeds into the textbooks. Chu Han naturally learned it in class. Shingen stroked his beard proudly. Haha, it's good to know the old man. How about it, are you willing to agree to the invitation to enter the spiritual church? Chu Han still shook his head. I told you, I'm not interested. After being rejected twice, Shingen couldn't hold back anymore. Why? Can't my dignified spiritual practice church get into your old man's eyes? Chu Han was slightly embarrassed. Ahem. That's not true. The main reason is that I already have other goals and I don't want to join other guilds. Another target? Shingen secretly rejoiced, thinking that this would be easy to handle. Chu Han, you are young, so you may not understand the status of our guild. In our Dragon Kingdom, there is no other guild that can compare with the Church of Spiritual Practice. Of course, he admitted reluctantly, except that Royal Knights. Chu Han nodded. That's right, what I want to join is the Royal Knights. Shingen. Oh no. Just as Shingen was about to break through, he suddenly remembered something. As far as I know, the Royal Knights don't have a quota for Zhongling City this year. Hearing this, Chu Han was taken aback. No quota? Is there still such a saying? I thought that as long as you perform well in the graduation test, all guilds can enter. Since he changed his job, Chu Han has either spawned monsters in dungeons or shipped them on the exchange. There is no time to pay attention to the news of the class group. So I don't know much about these things. Shingen chuckled. That's right, the old man guarantees with his personality that he didn't lie to you. Chu Han quickly checked the class group news. He remembered that the class teacher Shen Zinling once sent a form, which was a list of guilds recruiting people in Zhongling City this year. When you find it, take a closer look. Sure enough, there is no Royal Knights. Chu Han had a headache, thinking that this is not very good. If you can't get into the Royal Knights, it will be more difficult to investigate the matter of your sister. At this moment, a system prompt suddenly popped up. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. Shingen invited you to join the guild, Spiritual Cultivation Church. Do you agree? Close black lens bracket. Shingen was full of confidence. Chu Han, don't hesitate. You must have no hope for the Royal Knights, we are your best choice. Chu Han was a little surprised. Do you really want to pull me in? That's the spiritual church. The opportunity that countless people long for was placed in front of him like this. But, do I really need it? He thought for a long time, and finally decided to agree. In any case, the spiritual practice church is also a big platform. Maybe it will help me track down my sister in the future. So, Chu Han nodded and said helplessly, well then, I can only join your guild. Shen's face was covered with black lines. What's the matter with this reluctant look? Oh, right. Chu Han suddenly thought of something again, raised his head and said, I'm only joining you temporarily. If there is a chance to go to the Royal Knights in the future, I will transfer. Shingen. I'm going to F*K. I'll kill you F*K. Degree D degree. Chapter 34 My son Tu Kang has the appearance of an emperor. Resisting the urge to vomit blood, Shingen urged Chu Han to quickly agree to join the club. Since Chu Han also wanted to understand, he didn't hesitate anymore. Agree directly. Congratulations on joining the 9-star guild, Shuling Church, close black lens bracket. Your guild contribution level is Apprentice, LV.0. Congratulations on getting the guild gain buff. Your physique has increased by 100 points, close black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the guild gain buff. Your strength has increased by 100 points, close black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the guild gain buff. Your wisdom has increased by 100 points, close black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the guild buff. Your agility has increased by 100 points, close black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the guild gain buff. Your spirit increases by 100 points, close black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the guild buff. Your active skill damage is increased by 5%, close black lens bracket. Congratulations on getting the guild buff. The damage you receive is reduced by 5%, close black lens bracket. A series of system prompts frantically swiped the screen. Chu Han felt nothing at all. That's it? I thought there would be some amazing buff? Shen rolled his eyes. You just joined the guild, and that's all the benefits you can have. Look at the guild taskbar more, and pick some simple ones to do. Increase the contribution level, and you will have a stronger buff. He really couldn't see through Chu Han. For a newcomer who has just changed jobs, adding 100 points to each of the 5-dimensional attributes is a huge improvement. Why doesn't this kid seem to care at all? That's right, Chu Han. Is there a special item with a shielding effect on your kid? Hearing this, Chu Han raised his eyebrows. Hey, old boy, are you spying on me? Shen blushed and laughed out loud, admitting it. I personally pulled you into the guild, why don't I get to know you better? After hearing this, Chu Han felt that it made sense. But he had no intention of removing Perosa's necklace. If the opponent has high-level probing techniques and can see all his skills, then there is really no way to explain it. He looks at the properties panel. Open black lens bracket Chu Han close black lens bracket, occupation, elemental apostle, 3rd turn. Open black lens bracket level, LV.40 close black lens bracket, physique, 2247. Open black lens bracket power, 1909 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom, 2774 close black lens bracket. Agility, 1944, spirit, 2811, combat power value, 87417. Skills. Surge of demon spirits, natural disasters in purgatory, nirvana thunder, source of 10,000 laws, Bihai Chaosheng, God's End, extraordinary comprehension, wind spirit wings, soul dance. After thinking about it, Chu Han said lightly, my profession is a 3-turn mage and elemental apostle. Currently level 40, combat power, 7,417. He didn't know how much combat power a normal person should have at level 40, so he simply reported a fraction. After listening, Shen suddenly realized and smiled. No wonder you kid is so crazy. Just a few days after I changed jobs, I actually completed the 3rd job transfer and even reached level 40. Chu Han was startled. Am I crazy? No, Shen laughed loudly and said, you are so crazy. Even the old man is ashamed of himself, ha 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 ha. Having laughed enough, Shen said seriously again. However, a genius like you is rare. But looking at the entire Dragon Kingdom, there are definitely a lot of them. You must know that there are green hills outside the mountains, and green hills outside the buildings. Cough cough. In short, although you are considered talented, you must not be too self-righteous. Don't go too far. Let's just say that 3 years ago, a genius came out of your Zhongling city. I entered the Royal Knights at a young age. Before I was 21 years old, I had already completed the 8th rank, and my combat power exceeded 1 million. It is truly amazing and stunning, shocking the world. Hey, what's her name? Oh, by the way, Chu Shi. At this point, Shen realized something was wrong. Wait a minute. Your boy's surname is also Chu, and he also wants to join the Royal Knights. Could it be that? Chu Han felt a little sleepy as he was talking about it, so he nodded and said, she's my sister. After getting this answer, Shen became even more excited. It's true. That's great, don't worry, I will definitely train you to be better than your sister, ha ha ha. Chu Han smiled indifferently. At this moment, the red-blooded crane next to him let out a low cry, seeming to be issuing a warning. Immediately afterwards, a group of people hurried over from outside the function plane. The leader is none other than the president of the Suzaku Guild, Tulen. This function plane falls within the sphere of influence of the Suzaku Guild. Not long ago, Tulen noticed that someone was releasing high-level magic here. He thought there was an intruder, so he led people to check. As soon as he entered function plane, Tulen saw an old man and a young man standing there. He waved the team to stop and went to negotiate alone. After all, the opponent is a powerful person who can release high-level magic, so he must not start a war rashly. He planned to show courtesy first and then attack. Walking closer, Tulen held up his hands arrogantly, preparing to ask the other party's identity. But when he took a closer look at the old man, his expression suddenly changed drastically. This. Shen. Elder Shen. In the entire Dragon Kingdom, except for newborn children, there is no one who doesn't know the divine law of protecting the country. After Tulen saw him, his arrogant aura instantly dissipated, and he bowed in a dignified manner. Elder Shen, why are you here? Shen turned around and stood with his hands behind his back. Who are you? Tulen immediately replied. The villain is the president of the Suzaku Guild in Zhongling City. Tulen, please welcome Elder Shen. Snort. Shen looked contemptuous. He also saw Tulen's arrogant look when he first came over. When he saw himself later, he became so groveling again. Typical tendency to follow the trend. He hates this kind of villain the most in his life. Tulen stood opposite, not even daring to raise his head, and naturally he didn't notice Shen expression. Elder Shen, may I ask why you are here? If we need manpower, our Suzaku Guild is at our disposal. Shen pondered slightly. Since this is the territory of the Suzaku Guild, the mysterious man who just released high-level magic must be related to them. If you want to find out that person, starting from the Suzaku Guild should be a good choice. However, Shen Xingchen was not sure either. Did the teacher send himself to Zhongling City for that mysterious man? So he decided to report to the teacher first and then act based on the situation. It's nothing. You can take people back first. I might go to visit you in a few days, and President Laodu will be there by then. These few words are really like a bolt from the blue. If Tu Lien hadn't been such an experienced person, he would have jumped up on the spot. You know, since it was rumored that Shen Xingchen would come to Zhongling City, this was his first appearance. This gentleman, he did not go to see the city government mob bombing, nor did he go to major colleges. Instead, he planned to go to his butcher's house. What the F***K is this concept? He must have gone there for my son Tu Kang. The news I received earlier that the Church of Spiritual Cultivating is preparing to recruit Tu Kang into the membership seems to be true. And Elder Shen actually went to the Tu family in person. It seems that they take this matter very seriously. Ha ha. My son Tu Kang has the appearance of a great emperor. With this thought in his mind, Tu Lien was so excited that his whole body trembled. He quickly bowed and replied, yes, the entire Tu family is waiting for Elder Shen. Chapter 35 The Movement of the God-Killing Stone. The old evil god is about to wake up? Shen Xingchen was a little impatient and waved his hand. Okay, you take the people back first and let us have a chat alone. Yes, I will resign, villain. Tu Lien did not dare to neglect and immediately turned around and left. Before leaving, he glanced at Chu Han with some doubts. Grandfather, could it be that this young man is the grandson of Elder Shen? In order to upgrade his grandson, Elder Shen accidentally used a few skills and destroyed the function plane. This plot is very reasonable. Well, it must be so. Tu Lien led the people back to the headquarters of the Suzaku Guild and immediately called the housekeeper. Make a general announcement immediately. Elder Shen is about to visit the Tu family and personally recruit Tu Kang into the Spiritual Cultivation Church. At that time, all members of the Suzaku Guild must be present to give face to Elder Zhu Shen. Function plain. After driving Tu Lien away, Shen Xingchen briefly introduced the situation of the guild to Chu Han. Seeing that Chu Han didn't bother to listen, Shen Xingchen felt bored. Okay, the recruitment task has been completed. On the day of the graduation trial, tell mob bombing for me and I won't go there. Chu Han didn't care, it's up to you. What he is most concerned about now is to upgrade quickly and improve his strength. Although the matter of joining the guild has been resolved. But, Chu Han also wanted to achieve outstanding results during the graduation trial. At least, I want to break my sister's record back then. When we meet again like this, I'll be able to brag a lot. After the two parted, Shen Xingchen rode the red-blooded crane back to the branch on the edge of the cliff. He opened the system panel and called the teacher directly. Shen Xingchen. Is the teacher here? Close black lens bracket, Yao Shengyu. Say, close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. Good news to report, the recruitment matter has been resolved. I have found a new person with excellent qualifications. Close black lens bracket. Yao Shengyu. I already know. Close black lens bracket, Shen Xingchen. It's really boring to talk to you fortune tellers, there are no secrets, close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. By the way, did you send me to Zhongling City this time to investigate a mysterious mage? Close black lens bracket. Yao Shengyu. Mage? No interest, I hate mages the most. Close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. Teacher, I am also a mage, aren't you scolding me as well? Close black lens bracket. Yao Shengyu. It's you I'm scolding. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Shen Xingchen shocked face oh close black lens bracket. Yao Shengyu. You are almost 70, be serious. Close black lens bracket open black lens bracket Shen Xingchen sad face asterisk. Close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Yao Shengyu. Close black lens bracket, Yao Shengyu. Let's get down to business. I've been spying on the secrets recently. This new kid you recruited is the chosen one. Pay more attention to it, close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. The chosen son. Close black lens bracket, Shen Xingchen. Oh, I understand. You sent me to Gangyang City just for this child, close black lens bracket. Yao Shengyu. If you are smart, I warn you, this child must be raised well. If he is raised to waste, I will kill you too, close black lens bracket. After speaking, Yao Shengyu closed the chat interface. Shen Xingchen was stroking his beard with a wicked smile on his face. Haha, the chosen one? You really need to cultivate it carefully? Hey, how should we train this kid properly? At the same time, Gangyang City official building. Mayor Ma Bombing was sitting at his desk, exhausted. The high-level thunder magic incident in Poisonous Insect Valley last time has not been investigated clearly. Something similar happened again today. Moreover, someone released high-level magic of 3 elements at the same time. Even worse than last time, the headache is that this time there is still no clue. This year's graduation trial will start soon, and many leaders of the Great Guild will come. At such an important moment, don't make any trouble. When mob bombing was worried, the door of the office was pushed open. Secretary Wang Lan's pretty face was pale, and her lips trembled in the report. City government. The god-killing stone has just changed. What? Mob bombing stood up suddenly, and the chair made a harsh sound. God-killing stone. It is a prop specially used to monitor the old evil gods. Whenever an old one awakens nearby, it will produce visions. Now, one wave is not flat, and another wave rises again. Mob bombing instantly felt that he was dozens of years older and collapsed on the chair weakly. Is the abnormal movement strong? Wang Lan shook her head, not very strongly. It's not very strong, which is a blessing in misfortune. That's good, maybe it won't appear in our Zhongling city this time. Mob bombing prayed helplessly. He didn't want the disaster 12 years ago to happen again. That time, only the Sun Devourer of sequence 384 almost drove Zhongling city into a place of eternal doom. This time, I hope that God will favor Zhongling. Since Chu Han joined the Spiritual Cultivation Church, he has focused on leveling with no other distractions. At the same time, he is also looking for a way to turn 4. After the professional has passed the 3rd rank, he has to go to the high-level job transfer temple to receive the task. And starting from the 4th rank, in addition to reaching the level standard, you also need a job transfer certificate. Where this certificate was obtained is unknown. In short, it takes a certain amount of luck to get it. During the leveling period, Chu Han also began to care about other people's situation. He asked Shen Xinling, the head teacher, that Tu Kang is currently the highest-ranked student in Maple Leaf College. Tu Kang is level 21, he has already completed his 2nd rank, and his occupation is Warrior Fury Axe. The combat power value is as high as 1349. At the same time, Shen Xinling also told Chu Han not to rush into high-level dungeons and secret realms. Zhang Feng in their class originally had a bright future, but unexpectedly died in a secret realm. After hearing this, Chu Han couldn't help sneering. His death was not unexpected at all. After thanking Shen Xinling for his concern, Chu Han ended the conversation. On this day, Chu Han spent a whole day spawning monsters in the level 120 dungeon, Lava Cave. After the backpack was full, he went to the Zhongling City Exchange again. After getting the money from selling the equipment before, he sent another batch of goods to Wei Suanan. This time the transaction was completed. Chu Han's VIP level was also raised to 5 stars, and he could get a 10% discount on purchases at the exchange. Chu Han glanced at the account, and there are currently a total of 98,754,757 gold coins. Soon enough to save enough for a small goal. After leaving the exchange, Chu Han returned to his hut. Although he had money, Chu Han never changed his place to live. This is the place where he grew up with his sister, and he couldn't bear it. Moreover, he was also worried that if his sister came back one day, he would not be able to find him. After entering the house, Chu Han made some simple meals and finished eating alone. Then, go back to the bedroom to rest. After these few days of hard work, his level has risen to LV.90. Has reached the level requirements of the 4th job transfer, and only needs to find the job transfer certificate to accept the task. Everything was proceeding step by step. Chu Han was not in a hurry. After the busy work, it was already dark. This night, he went to bed early. Because tomorrow is the annual graduation trial. Chapter 36. A person's dream should never be laughed at. Zhongling City, Trial Square. The annual graduation trial is about to begin. The square was full of people, and graduates from various major colleges gathered here. The trial square can accommodate hundreds of thousands of people, and it is almost full at this time. In the very center, there is a high platform. Mob bombing was standing on it, and next to him were the heads of guilds from various places in the Dragon Kingdom. Everyone, please look, these are our graduates from Zhongling City this year. These children work very hard, and most of them have reached level 15 or above. There are more than a dozen people with good talents who have already completed their 2nd transformation. To tell you the truth, several of them have changed their jobs to hidden professions, and their combat power values have immediately exceeded 1,000. Just 10 days after transferring to another job, his combat power value exceeded 1,000, which can be said to be the best among people. The guilds that came to Zhongling City to recruit new members this time basically focused on them. Haha, Zhongling City is really full of talents. Yes, after all, there was a proud man like Chu Shi back then. The strength of Zhongling City should not be underestimated. After listening to Ma Boming's introduction, the guild leaders also gave a few false compliments. But Ma Boming was absent-minded and didn't listen at all. He is still thinking about something else, and that is the god-killing stone. Yesterday, he went to check and found that the strange movements of the god-killing stone were even stronger. This shows that the old evil god is getting closer and closer to awakening. Although it is not certain that it will appear in Gangneung City. But Ma Boming always had an ominous premonition. It would be great if Elder Shen was here. He couldn't help but sigh. Until now, Shen Xingchen from Sholing Church has not appeared. He had sent his secretary Wang Lan to inquire around, but no news came back. Ma Boming was anxious and raised his hand to look at his watch. There is still half an hour, the graduation trial is about to begin. Below the high platform, Chu Han stood in the crowd, waiting silently. In front of him, there was a huge blue vortex. That's the secret realm of trials. Every year, graduates from Zhongling City will enter here to show off the results of their 10-day job transfer. Chu Han. A soft voice came, and Shen Xinling walked towards Chu Han. Teacher Shen. Chu Han turned around and greeted politely. Shen Xinling smiled and nodded. How are you? Are you nervous? Hearing this, Chu Han smiled and shook his head. There's nothing to be nervous about. That's good. Shen Xinling touched his hair, then looked at the entrance to the secret realm. This record of the secret trial realm was kept by your sister Chu Shi. No one has been able to break it in the past 3 years. I believe you can get good grades in it. Yes, Chu Han nodded vigorously, his eyes full of desire. At this time, Principal Wei Quan shouted from a distance. Teacher Shen, bring Chu Han here. Shen Xinling and Chu Han looked at each other and walked over immediately. Principal, do you have anything to do with me? Chu Han asked doubtfully. The principal patted him on the shoulder and asked with concern. Chu Han, do you have any thoughts on joining the guild? Well, Chu Han was speechless for a moment. Before putting it aside, he still had the idea of joining the Royal Knights. But now, he had already joined the Shuxing Church, so naturally he had no idea. Seeing Chu Han's hesitation, Wei Quan thought he didn't have confidence in himself. This is also the reason why he came to Chu Han today. Wei Quan knew that if Chu Han changed his job to become a mage, he would definitely have no future on his own. So he wanted to use his connections to find a way out for Chu Han. When Chu Shi became famous, he also raised Maple Leaf College to an unprecedented height. Wei Quan did this because he wanted to repay Chu Shi for his contribution to the academy. So, he pulled Chu Han and walked towards the other people. Everyone, are you busy? Oh, isn't this Principal Wei of Maple Leaf College? A man said with a smile and clasped his fists. It was Tu Lien, the president of the Suzaku Guild. Beside him, there were 3 men of similar age standing, who were the presidents of the other 3 major guilds. In the Qinglong Guild leader Changjiang Hechan was downcast. Qin Tian, the president of the White Tiger Guild, is gentle and refined. DGN, the president of Xuanwu Guild, is arrogant and cold. Coupled with the sophisticated and sleek Tu Lien, he is the president of the 4 major guilds. Some students also called it Zhongling F4, President 2 is being polite. Wei Quan also said with a smile, I'm here this time to introduce a child to you. With that said, he pulled Chu Han to his side. When Tu Lien saw Chu Han, the smile on his face froze immediately. Isn't this the grandson of Elder Shen that I met the other day? Why is he here? Wei Quan continued with a somewhat embarrassed expression. Presidents, I know it's not good to do this, and it's not in compliance with the rules. But I still hope that everyone will take this child into the club for my sake. Hear this. Chu Han looked at Wei Quan incredulously. Membership? Playing? He quickly waved his hands to explain. No, Principal, Principal Wei, may I ask you, what is your student's occupation? Before Chu Han could finish speaking, DGN, the president of Xuanwu Guild, spoke. His tone was full of sarcasm. Wei Quan moved his lips, and replied with some anxiety. Yes, he is a mage. Mage? DGN was already arrogant, but now he became more energetic. Principal Wei, aren't you too funny? Recommend newcomers to us, just find something like this? Forget about the mage, he's still a poor ghost. Look at his whole body, he doesn't even have a piece of equipment. Why, do you regard our 4 major guilds as a shelter for beggars? Hearing DGN's aggressiveness, Wei Quan broke into a cold sweat, but he had nothing to say. But Tu Lien quietly retreated to the side, his heart was already full of joy. Yes, humiliate him like this, humiliate him severely. Offend Elder Shen's grandson to death. Your Xuanwu Guild is finished. Now, because of the death of his son, Zhang Hechan was in a state of desperation all day long, and was already disabled. Although Qin Tian is mighty, he is loyal and humble, and has no great ambitions. If Xuanwu Guild is finished again, then Suzaku Guild will dominate Zhongling City just around the corner. Tu Lien kept cheering DGN up in his heart, hoping that things would get worse. Wei Quan wiped his sweat, and said, Presidents, this child's name is Chu Han, and he is Chu Zai's younger brother. I also hope that you can give him a chance. Principal, there's no need to talk. Chu Han interrupted Wei Quan. I have no intention of joining their guild. This time I came to participate in the graduation trial. I just want to try to break my sister's record. After speaking, everyone was stunned. After a while, DGN burst out with arrogant ridicule. Ha ha ha, did you hear that? I'm dying of laughter. He said he wants to break Chu Zai's record? Ha ha ha. The secret realm of the graduation trial in Zhongling City is based on points. Before Chu Shi graduated, the record was more than 2,400 points. Later, Chu Shi broke this record with 7,800 points, and it has been maintained until now. No one can break it. Now they heard Chu Han say that he wanted to break the record, it was like a big joke. Even Qin Tian, who has always been kind to others, smiled and shook his head. Shen Xinling stood behind, seeing Chu Han being ridiculed by them, her anger rose. What are you laughing at? Breaking the record is Chu Han's dream at this stage. Even if he fails, it's not your turn to make irresponsible remarks. A person's dream can never be laughed at. After Shen Xinling yelled, the atmosphere became extremely stiff. Tu Lien smiled secretly, knowing that it was time for him to act. So he came out and said loudly, "That's right, people's dreams should not be laughed at. Brother Chu Han, I can understand you. How about you join our Suzaku Guild?" Chapter 37. Exposed Chu Han, I'm really not his grandson. Glancing at Tu Lien, Chu Han waved his hand, "No, I've already joined the guild." Hearing this, Tu Lien pretended to be sorry and said, "Is that so? That's really a pity." This result was within his expectation. He is the grandson of Elder Shen, and sooner or later he will enter the spiritual church. Come to participate in the graduation trial, that is, to play. Well, the sons of famous families are naturally self-willed and playful. He made an invitation, but he just wanted to win people's hearts. After all, his son is about to enter the spiritual church. He wanted to lay some connections for Tu Kang. If you lick Shen Xingchen's grandson comfortably, the future road will be widened. Thinking of this, Tu Lien turned around and waved, "Tu Kang, come here." Calling his son to his side, Tu Lien said with a smile, "This young master's name is Chu Han, you should learn more from him in the future." Tu Kang was still flirting with his classmates. I was a little confused when my father called me over suddenly. But when he saw Chu Han, he suddenly became furious. F*K. It's you little bastard. At the gate of the exchange that day, he wanted to show his strength in front of Qin Yi. But he was hit by a lightning skill from Chu Han, and his whole body was smoking. I lost my face. At this moment when the enemy meets, they are extremely jealous. Tu Kang has completed the second rank, and he is still a hidden profession, Furious Axe King. His strength soared, so he naturally wanted to seek revenge on Chu Han. With a bloody battle axe in his hand, Tu Kang swung it round and slashed at Chu Han. Snapped. Tu Lien on the side also swung his arms round. It gave Tu Kang an extremely resounding big fight. Bang! When the battle axe fell to the ground, Tu Kang was stunned. He covered half of his swollen face and looked at Tu Lien in a state of bewilderment. "Father, did you hit me?" "Nonsense." Tu Lien was so angry that his beard stood upside down. "You rebellious son, why did you talk to Mr. Chu Han? You are going crazy. Good guy, you want to chop off Elder Shen's grandson. Our butcher family, even the watchdog's life counts. That's not enough to pay." Tu Kang was yelled at, his face full of shock. He looked at his father, then at Chu Han. "Isn't he just a poor mage? What? How dare you talk nonsense?" Tu Lien was so frightened that he broke into a cold sweat. He hurriedly interrupted his son, and kicked him in the crook of the leg. Boom! Tu Kang suffered from pain. His legs softened and he knelt down in front of Chu Han. "Apologize to Mr. Chu Han," Tu Lien yelled at his son. Chu Han looked at the father and son, arms folded, thinking in his heart that it was wonderful. Although I don't know why Tu Lien is like this, but the atmosphere has come to this, so he will accompany the two of them to perform tricks. Chu Han looked down at Tu Kang from above, waiting for his apology. Tu Lien's face was pale, and he secretly glanced at Chu Han. Seeing his cold expression, he quickly slapped Tu Kang again. "Quickly apologize." The other half of Tu Kang's face was also swollen. "Why, Dad, why should I apologize to him?" Seeing that his son was obsessed with obsession, Tu Lien became anxious. "Just because he is the grandson of Elder Shen." As soon as this remark came out, there was an uproar at the scene. Chu Han was also dumbfounded, pointing at Tu Lien. "You are my grandson. How did he become Shen Xingchen's grandson? I just joined a meeting, why did I bring my grandfather along?" When Tu Lien was scolded, he immediately realized that he had made a slip of the tongue. Elder Shen sent his grandson to Zhongling City. I even changed my surname on purpose, isn't it just to hide my identity? I actually told people in public, damn me. The more Tu Lien thought about it, the more panicked he became, so he simply bowed to Chu Han himself. "Don't be offended, Mr. Chu, I'm just talking nonsense because I'm anxious. My son is really ignorant, please don't be as knowledgeable as him." Forget it, forget it. Chu Han looked at the time and the trial was about to start. He didn't bother to make any more noise, so he waved his hand and said, "Fine. If a dog bites me, I can't bite him back." "You think so, President Tu?" Hearing this, Tu Lien gritted his teeth. When he said his son was a dog, didn't he also call him a dog? But he didn't dare to refute, so he squeezed out a few words through his teeth. "That's what young Master Chu said." Chu Han smiled lightly and ignored him. And this time, the people watching were almost dumbfounded. "Let me go, is that really the president of the Suzaku Guild? How can such a big boss be so humble to a recent graduate? It's been a long time since we've seen each other, who is this guy? Didn't I just say that? He is Shen Xingchen's grandson?" But his surname is not Shen. Could he be an illegitimate child? Hush. You dare to talk about Elder Shen like this, have you lived enough? Chu Han ignored those comments and turned around and walked to Wei Quan. By the way, Principal Wei, I need your help with something. Go to the city government and tell him that Elder Shen of the Sholing Church is not coming. Wei Quan has not recovered from the shock just now. Hearing Chu Han's words, he pushed up his glasses. Not coming. What do you mean? Doesn't the Sholing Church have a quota in our Zhongling city? Chu Han felt that there was nothing to hide, so he said directly. This spot has been given to me. Wei Quan's eyes almost popped out of his head. Give it to you? You just said you had joined a guild? Could it be that you joined the spiritual cultivation church? Chu Han nodded in recognition. He rolled up his sleeves and showed him the guild logo on his arm. Now, Wei Quan couldn't accept it anymore. He would have never imagined that Chu Han would get a place in the spiritual cultivation church before the graduation trial. And he just took him to beg others to let him enter the Xuanwu guild? Am I becoming a clown? Wei Quan felt weak. Chu Han, are you really Elder Shen's grandson? Chu Han shook his head and smiled bitterly. It's really not. Just convey it for me and tell the Ma city government that he is not coming. Wei Quan stroked his chest and tried his best to digest all this information. Then he sighed, what a pity. I thought I could catch a glimpse of Elder Shen. Actually, even if the name is changed, he can still come. Chu Han sneered. Pull him down, that old boy is too lazy. Ah, no, it's Elder Shen. Elder Shen is busy with his affairs and doesn't have enough time, please understand. Wei Quan's expression changed drastically and he looked at Chu Han. Don't think I didn't hear you change your words at the last minute. You were just talking about that old boy. How dare you say you are not his grandson? Who would dare to call Shen Xingchen that if he wasn't his grandson? The more Wei Quan thought about it, the more shocked he became, feeling that his heart could not bear it anymore. I'm going to send you a message. After saying that, he quickly left, walked towards the high platform, and ran towards Ma bombing. Chu Han stayed where he was and suddenly saw Shen Zinling standing there, looking at him with tears in his eyes. Teacher Shen, I will explain this to you slowly later. Shen Zinling nodded and said softly to Chu Han. I didn't expect you to be so ambitious. If your sister knew, she would be very happy. Chu Han's heart sank when he mentioned his sister. He was about to say something, sudden, a figure rushed towards me. Grabbed his arm tightly. Chapter 38 Really, I really like Principal Wei. Tu Lian's eyes were red and he grabbed Chu Han's arm tightly. Boy, tell me clearly, you just said that the place in Sholing Church was given to you. What do you mean? Just standing aside and listening, Tu Lian seemed to have noticed that something was wrong. If Chu Han entered the Sholing Church as Shen Xingchen's grandson, it would be perfectly normal. But that doesn't seem to be the case at all. From Chu Han's words, Tu Lian understood that he was using the only quota. The spot that originally belonged to my son, he cut off his hair. He is not Shen Xingchen's grandson at all. He is a thief, a thief. Tu Lian grabbed Chu Han like crazy, but was thrown away by the latter. Tu Lian, you're not done yet, are you? Like Shen Xingchen, he hates such villains who tend to follow people's influence. So I never gave Tu Lian a good look from the beginning. But Tu Lian refused to give up. Tell me clearly, how did you steal my son's place? The Sholing Church obviously wanted to recruit my son into the membership. Why did it become you? Speak clearly. Hearing these accusations, Chu Han couldn't help but roll his eyes. Okay, another one is crazy. He pushed Tu Lian away and said angrily. Tu Lian, where are you thinking about Dao Zi? If you can't pee, please show your son's moral character. Although I don't like the spiritual cultivation church, it's not something that just any cat or dog can enter. Hearing this, Tu Lian's pupils were bloodshot and he looked like he wanted to eat people. At this moment, Ma Boming's voice came from the high platform in the center of the square. The graduation trial is about to begin. Unrelated personnel please exit the square. The graduation trial is about to begin. Unrelated personnel please exit the square. The graduation trial is about to begin. Unrelated personnel please exit the square. After hearing the announcement, Tu Lian calmed down a little. No matter what, he didn't dare to hinder the graduation trial. After giving Chu Han a hard look, he walked to Tu Kang and said in his ear. Tu Kang, good son, Dad was wrong just now. Remember, after entering the secret realm, find a way to kill him. He is dead, but the place in Sholing Church is still yours. Looking at his crazy father, Tu Kang was also affected. Don't worry, Dad, my great axe has been thirsty for a long time. He clenched the bloody battle axe in his hand and showed a bloodthirsty smile. It's a pity that his face is swollen and looks a little funny. After clearing the square, the only ones left are the newcomers who are about to participate in the trial. Except for some life-related professionals, they thought they had no fighting ability and voluntarily quit. There are about 200,000 people left. Ma Bombing stood on a high platform, overlooking the huge square. Students, in the near future, you will be the pride of Zhongling City. It's been 10 days since graduation, now let's show off your achievements. Magic circle, get up. Following Ma Boming's voice, the entire square lit up with blue light, echoing the entrance to the secret realm. Immediately afterwards, the blue light transformed into a huge teleportation circle. The next moment, all 200,000 students in the square disappeared. Just like entering a secret realm, the vision disappears briefly. Soon, Chu Han appeared in a wilderness. This is the first level of the secret trial realm. Just 2 steps forward, Ma Boming's voice came again. Dear students, you have now entered the secret realm of trial. I think you all know the rules. In order to prevent some students from not doing their homework in advance, I will briefly explain it. Our graduation trial secret realm is based on points. There will be 100 waves of monsters on the first level, and everyone will fight on their own in separate maps without affecting each other. There are 100 monsters in each wave, and you get 1 point for killing 1 monster. If you score 1000 points, you can enter the next level of secret realm. There are 10 maps in the second level secret realm. You can enter selectively. These 10 maps are all unique. Students will meet there. Before I start, I have 2 things to make clear to you. First of all, the graduation trial is just to test your strength, don't go all out. If you feel that you can't continue, just retreat to the entrance of the secret realm and you can come out. Second, on the first level, you only need to kill 10 waves of monsters to accumulate 1000 points to enter the second level. The first level of levels was personally designed by Principal Wei Quan of Maple Leaf College. He asked me to tell everyone that students who do not have absolute confidence in their own strength must not easily try to challenge the 11th wave. It's really scary. Okay, I won't be too long-winded. The trial has officially begun. After Ma Bombing finished speaking, a huge screen rose up in the square. Above is a ranking list, where you can see the names of the top 100 students in their colleges. As for video broadcast, there is no such thing. First, to protect student privacy. Secondly, there were too many people participating in the trial, hundreds of thousands of people, and there was no way to broadcast it. Anyway, everyone in the major guilds understands that the annual graduation trial is just that. As long as you pick the top one and grab it, you will be right. After inviting everyone to sit down, Ma Bombing also sat down. Before her butt was warmed up, Wan Lan suddenly ran over again. She looked around, then leaned into Ma Bombing's ear and whispered. City government, it's not good. The movement of the god-killing stone is getting stronger and stronger. Hearing this news, everyone in Ma Bombing went numb. Don't panic, hold on, go and notify General Luo and ask him to mobilize all the guards and strengthen patrols around the area. As soon as there is any situation, report to me immediately. Yes. After getting the order, Wan Lan hurriedly went. At this time, the first wave of monsters had appeared in the secret trial realm. The points rankings began to change. Many different names alternated between being on the list and then being pushed off. After all, the monster has just appeared, everyone does not have many points, and the ranking is unstable. Sometimes you will surpass him, and sometimes he will surpass you. This is normal. Just when people are looking for familiar names on the list. Suddenly someone shouted. Look, there's 100 points. 100 points? What's going on? Did you kill the first wave of monsters in full seconds? I'll blanch it. Who's so cruel? Isn't that written? From Maple Leaf College, Chu Han. In the secret realm of trials, the area around Chu Han was deserted. He was worried about blowing up the secret realm, so he only used 20% of the power of the Purgatory natural disaster. Easily kill 100 monsters in the first wave. Soon, the second wave of monsters spawned. Name. Sonic Bat. Level. LV.10. Chu Han didn't even bother to look. Purgatory natural disaster, 1%. 20% is wasted, 1% is enough. Then, the third wave, the fourth wave. In less than 2 minutes, Chu Han had finished killing 10 waves of monsters. Open black lens bracket ding. Close black lens bracket. When your points reach 1000 points, you can choose to enter the second level of secret realm. Close black lens bracket. Chu Han ignored the system prompts. Just now Ma Bombing said that the 11th monster is very scary. He was eager to see it. If it was just as weak as the first 10 layers, it would be too boring. Soon, the 11th wave of monsters was refreshed. Chu Han stared with wide eyes. Only on the mountain peak in front of him, a flash of golden light flashed. Then, a huge chicken appeared. Moreover, there's a spherical object tucked under the right wing of the giant chicken. Is this the 11th level monster designed by Principal Wei Quan? Chu Han was speechless. Are you sick? Really, I quite like Principal Wei. Chapter 39. Martial Soul Fusion Technique, Summon, Savage Beast Dong Kong. Now I like it even more. Chu Han was very excited. Come on, brother chicken, let me see your strength. As he spoke, he made a provocative gesture towards the giant chicken not far away. Clack. The giant chicken suddenly became angry, and the ball-shaped object under its wings slammed down. Boom. The sphere smashed into the ground and instantly scattered into countless light spots. Immediately afterwards, those light spots also transformed into a giant chicken like him. In a blink of an eye, the giant chickens turned into hundreds and surrounded Chu Han. Clack cluck nonstop, open black lens bracket name. Cluck chicken close black lens bracket open black lens bracket level. LV.21 close black lens bracket. It's annoying. Chu Han's brain was buzzing, and it was obvious that this cry was the skill of the giant chicken. With a dizzy effect, Bihai Chaosheng, 200%, swish. The water element gathers in Chu Han's body and then sprays it around in a circular shape. -2,795,241 -2,795,241. Chu Han, who had already reached level 90, hit a level 21 monster with a forbidden curse with full firepower. Directly produced a damage value of 280 W. 100 clucking chickens died instantly. Chu Han looked at the corpses all over the floor and spat. Keep you, clack clack, all day long, kill you. After killing the 11th wave of monsters, Chu Han's points reached 1100 points. Soon, the 12th wave of monsters continued to refresh. It's a level 22 electric eel. The shape is a combination of an electric eel and a bee. Without hesitation, Chu Han took out the ancient divine right. Hey, I've wanted to try this trick for a long time. Look at my martial soul fusion skill, God's End. Boom. The scepter points to the sky, and the dark clouds overwhelm the city. In an instant, a huge meteorite fell from the sky. Boom. -1,375,468. The meteorite hit the ground, and the range of damage was not large. Only the electric eels within 3 meters were killed. But, at the end of the road, there is a 99% chance to repeat the spell. Just before it hit the ground, the same meteorite fell from the black cloud. Then, the third, the fourth, dense, a terrifying meteor shower formed instantly. The earth trembled, a doomsday-like scene. After the electric eels are cleaned up, the next wave of monsters will spawn again. However, before Chu Han could see what it was, he was cleaned up by the meteorite rain. At this time, he was pleasantly surprised to find that when a certain meteorite fell, a burst of glare flashed. The skill of the ancient theocracy was triggered, and the summoned beast appeared. I saw that the summoned beast was shaped like a wild boar, covered in blue, with 2 soaring fangs that were extremely frightening. Chu Han quickly checked the information. Name: Brutal Beast Tu Kang, Summoned Beast, Existence Time 60 minutes. Attribute: Divine Beast. Open black lens bracket level. LV.90 close black lens bracket. Health volume: 200 W, 200 W. Open black lens bracket physique: 2,971 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket power: 3,148 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket agility: 2,486 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom: 2043 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket spirit: 1769 close black lens bracket. Combat power value: 24,876. Skills: Fang Dash, Copper Skin and Iron Bone. Introduction. With a ferocious appearance and a cute personality, she is an auspicious beast, close black lens bracket. Chu Han touched the pig's head twice. Good guy, I have summoned beasts myself. Too bad it only lasts 60 minutes. Dang Kong yelled, Hankai, and rubbed on Chu Han's body. Obviously, it likes this master very much, but Chu Han couldn't bear it. Judging by the size of this guy, he can't hold 1,000 kilograms. And the epidermis is like a steel plate, it hurts when it rubs against the body. Okay, let's not be coquettish. Chu Han pushed it away with all his strength. The next moment, he couldn't help being stunned. Not far away, a glare flashed, and Dang Kanglai was summoned again. The meteorite rain is still falling in the sky, the ancient theocracy's skill was triggered again. When Dang Kong saw Chu Han, he also rushed over excitedly, wanting to stick to him. Chu Han's scalp tingled for a while, and he quickly opened the system panel, randomly selected a second-floor secret realm, and clicked to enter. I'll leave it to you here, Master, slip away first. After speaking, Chu Han disappeared in place. Outside the secret, the trial square. Every year in the past, those who waited outside for trials were the most boring. Because there is only one scoreboard on the scene, you can't see anything inside. So generally, people just find a place to talk and chat and wait for the final results to come out. But this year is different. Almost everyone on the scene looked at the scoreboard in shock. And, they all looked at the same name, Chu Han. What's the situation? Chu Han, is he cheating? How did he manage to score 1,700 points in less than 10 minutes? What's even more outrageous is that the second place, Tu Kang, only scored more than 130 points. There was an uproar at the scene, almost everyone was discussing Chu Han. Others are going up by 1 point and 2 points, if it's a little better, you can jump more than 10 points at a time. He is good, every move is 100%, and while speaking, it jumped to 1,800 again. What does it mean? Could it be that every time a wave of monsters came out, they committed suicide collectively? Countless people speculated about Chu Han's situation. Some even concluded that Chu Han was stuck with a bug. Among the crowd, the presidents of the 4 major guilds sat together with different expressions. Jang Hon was still immersed in the grief of his dead son. He was insensitive to Chu Han's behavior. DGN, on the other hand, looked like he had eaten shit. Even if he was beaten to death, he would never have imagined that the poor mage who had just been severely humiliated by him would perform so amazingly. Even if you bring back the old Chu Shi, you still can't keep up. Now he can't wait to travel back to 20 minutes ago, and kill that dog-eyed self who looked down upon others. Beside him is Qin Tian, president of White Tiger. He had heard his daughter Qin Yi mention it a long time ago, saying that there was a classmate named Chu Han who was powerful and had unlimited potential. In short, it is a boast. He didn't believe it at first, but now he has witnessed it with his own eyes. It's a pity, this young man has already joined the Spiritual Cultivation Church, and he will definitely not consider our White Tiger Guild. Thinking this way in his heart, Qin Tian was fine. I'm just worried about my daughter, I'm afraid I will be sad for a while. Among the 4, the one with the most exciting expression was Tu Lien. He clenched his back molars tightly, and his face turned red and green, like a signal light, and the traffic police were confused when they saw it. Finally, when Chu Han's score reached 2,000, he couldn't take it any longer. Boom! Kicking over the seat, Tu Lien pointed to the high platform in the square and shouted. Wei Quan, get the hell out of here. The high-hanging platform should have been qualified to go up to the official high-level leaders of Zhongling City. They received people from other provinces and the leaders of the major guilds. And Wei Quan was invited up as a special guest, who made Maple Leaf College produce a genius like Chu Shi. A little special treatment is also normal. At this moment, when Tu Lien yelled from below, Wei Quan was also a little surprised. When he stood up and was about to speak, Ma Bombing waved his hand and asked him to sit back. In front of so many visitors from outside the province, it is really shameful to shout so loudly. Anger rose in Ma Bombing's heart, and he said to the following in a deep voice. Tu Lien, what's the matter? Wait until the trial is over. But Tu Lien lost his mind long ago, his eyes were red and bloodshot, pointing at them and cursing. Ma Bombing, don't pretend to be a F***king good guy. Tell me the truth, are you colluding and cheating on that bastard Chu Han together? Chapter 40 Awakened Old Evil God, Dark Heavenly Dragon, Attack. Ma Bombing, he's been annoying lately. Originally thought that this year's graduation trial, Shingen would be present. But he just sneaked away after collecting people secretly without even showing his face. It's the little things, though. In addition, in Zhongling City, there were 2 occurrences where mysterious people used high-level magic. Who uses it? What is the purpose? Now there is no clue at all. However, this is also a trivial matter. What gave him the most headache was the god-killing stone. There is a change in the god-killing stone, and the old evil god is about to wake up. This is a F***king big deal. Ma Bombing sat here all morning, feeling very upset and irritable. Now this shit butchering, I don't know why I'm crazy, standing below and talking nonsense. Embarrassment in front of distinguished guests from other provinces. His fire, some can't hold back. Standing up, Ma Bombing walked to the edge of the platform. Tu Lien, what dissatisfaction do you have? After the trial is over, I will talk to you personally. Now, either sit down obediently, or get out of the trial square. Ma Bombing's scolding made Tu Lien regain some sanity. Aware of his impulsiveness, he dared not continue to make trouble, and cursed a few words in a low voice. When Ma Bombing saw it, he thought he was still dissatisfied and immediately stared angrily. Mumble what? Go up and talk. When the words fall, wave your hand. A blue light shone from his palm. At the same time, the magic circle of the same light lit up on the soles of Tu Lien's feet. The next moment, he disappeared in place and was directly teleported to the high platform. Ma Bombing, a hidden profession, a 7-turn spiritual ray celestial master. Since he took the seat of the city government, he only thought about the development of Zhongling City and rarely showed his strength. So that, many people forget, how powerful he is. After being teleported to the high platform, Tu Lien suddenly panicked, his back drenched in cold sweat. Ma Bombing was full of domineering momentum. Tu Lien, you want to say yes? I'll give you a chance, now, tell me clearly, me. Tu Lien opened his mouth, but was overwhelmed by Ma Bombing's momentum. At this time, a person came by and said calmly, Mashifu, we all heard what he said just now. I think it's better for you to give me an explanation anyway. Hearing this, Ma Bombing turned his head to look. The man who spoke was slender but full of explosive feeling. It was Lu Rufeng from the League of Assassins. The League of Assassins is a guild dedicated to recruiting assassins. Although it is not as good as the Spiritual Church and the Royal Knights. But in Dragon Kingdom, they can also be ranked in the 2nd echelon. The strength should not be underestimated. Hearing Lu Rufeng's words, Ma Bombing restrained himself and returned to his scholarly appearance. Now is the critical moment of the graduation trial, and he doesn't want to offend these guild leaders. After pondering for a moment, Ma Bombing sighed and said, Mr. Lu, please rest assured. Look at me sitting here, how do I control the situation in the secret realm? Cheating will never happen. Lu Rufeng's eyes were like knives, and he asked unceremoniously. You are here. But what if you send someone into the secret realm to control it? As far as I know, the level of this trial's secret realm is not high, and anyone who has turn 3 or more can kill all directions in it, right? Ma Bombing shook his head and said, the teleportation circle on the square will only teleport registered students into the secret realm. We have been officially certified by the Longguo Educational Society. Haha, Mashifu is joking. Lu Rufeng smiled on the skin but didn't smile. It's not difficult to break into a secret realm of this level by force, right? If you want to secretly send someone in, it's still very simple. Hearing this, the corners of Ma Boming's mouth curled up slightly. Mr. Lu doesn't know about this. The entrance to this secret realm is the Jutian formation, set up by Mr. Ma himself. You can only go out but not in. Moreover, this is a death formation, it doesn't distinguish between friend and foe. Even if Mr. Ma wants to go in, it's absolutely impossible. After finishing speaking, he met Lu Rufeng's gaze. Don't say it's me, even if it's Mr. Lu, if you want to pass through this formation and enter the secret realm, I'm afraid. You'll have to shed your skin even if you don't die. If you don't believe me, you can try it. After being defeated by Ma Bombing, Lu Rufeng looked calm. It seems that the Mashi government is impossible to cheat? Ma Bombing stood with his hands behind his back. Zhongling City's graduation trials over the years have been absolutely fair and impartial. Otherwise, a genius like Chu Shi who comes from a poor background may not be discovered. That's good. Lu Rufeng finished speaking and sat back down. After convincing Lu Rufeng, Ma Bombing looked up at the scoreboard. First place. Chu Han, Maple Leaf College, 17,000 points. Second place. Tu Kang, Maple Leaf College, 326 points. Third place. Duan Shichao, Don College, 291 points. Ma Boming's face was full of black lines. Judging from this guy's points, he should have finished the 100 waves of monsters on the first level and started to clear the second level. No wonder others suspect me of cheating for you, can you please take it easy? Sighing, he looked around and said loudly, if anyone still has doubts about Mr. Ma, feel free to speak out. Seeing that no one spoke, he looked at Tu Lien again. Tu Lien trembled all over and hurriedly bowed down. With cold eyes, Ma Bombing walked towards Tu Lien. At this moment, his communicator suddenly rang, its secretary Wang Lan. After being connected, a horrified scream came from the communicator. City government, it's not good. General Luo encountered the awakened evil god of the past while on patrol. It's the Dark Sky Dragon of sequence 193. It seems to be aiming to attack the trial square and is heading there. General Luo also led his army to chase after him. Bang! The communicator landed. Ma Bombing only felt dizzy for a while. It's time to come. Is it still coming? He held onto the guardrail tightly and looked at the sky not far away. Boom! Chu Han cast a forbidden spell and directly destroyed the boss in the second level secret realm. Looking at the experience bar that had stopped rising, he sighed. After the third turn, all kinds of restrictions came one after another. Level 90 is a 4-turn level. If he fails to complete 4 turns, he will stay at this level permanently and cannot gain experience points. Where can I find the 4-turn certificate? If you can't, ask that old boy Shen Shingen after you go out. Thinking in his mind, Chu Han switched maps directly. There are 10 maps in the second level secret realm. Each map has only 1 wave of elite monsters, and each kill is worth 10 points. Now, he has completed 7 maps. I don't know how other people would feel looking at the empty second floor secret realm after reaching 1000 points. Chu Han couldn't control that much and sped up his actions. He cannot gain experience by himself, and there are no trophies for the monsters in the secret trial realm. Boring as hell. Nirvana Thunder, Purgatory Natural Disaster. Haunting Dance. After finishing the last 3 maps, Chu Han stretched his muscles. I don't know what's going on the first floor. Let's go back and take a look. After switching the map, Chu Han returned to the first floor. The moment he regained his sight, he was dumbfounded. I saw that the originally empty mountain forest was now densely packed with huge wild boars. There are almost tens of thousands of them, and the meteorite rain in the sky is still falling, and it keeps summoning wild beasts to take advantage of it. Chu Han spurted out a mouthful of old blood and quickly stopped the skill. In an instant, those more than 10,000 heads are a good bet. They looked at Chu Han in unison. Chapter 41 Liujia's Secret Blessing, Mantra of Soldiers, Rakshasa Formation of 1,000 Prisons. Half Moon Slash. Tu Kang swung the bloody battle axe and slashed at the monster in front of him. -2176 -2176 Tier 2 warrior skills, matched with top quality equipment. He managed to deal more than 2000 damage, call. After killing the last 2 monsters, Tu Kang successfully survived the 4th wave of monster attacks. Wiping off his sweat, he smiled triumphantly. The 4th wave passed so easily. Looks like I have to slow down a bit. That brat Chu Han is probably still struggling in the 2nd wave, I can't surpass him too much. Tu Kang still remembered the instructions his father gave him before entering the trial's secret realm. That is, kill Chu Han. If I play too fast, I'm afraid I will miss the opportunity to meet in the secret realm on the second floor. Take off a few pieces of equipment to lower your attributes appropriately. Tu Kang rushed towards the fifth wave of monsters with his weapon on his shoulders. Chu Han, you have to work hard. Do your best to catch up with me, and don't die in the first secret realm. The one who took your dog's life must be me. Boom. Suddenly, a violent shock came, as if the world was collapsing. Tu Lien fell to the ground in embarrassment. What's the situation? What happened? He struggled to stand up, dizzy for a while. This doesn't seem to be the movement in the secret realm? What happened outside the secret? At this time, not only the trial square, the entire Zhongling city is in chaos. The loud noise just now was like a hammer hitting people's hearts. Ma Bombing looked nervous, looking at the crack in the sky. Just now, Zhongling city's protective barrier was shattered by a black wave of magic. This enchantment was made by Ma Bombing himself, and it is extremely strong. Even an ordinary rank 8 master might not be able to break open by force. Ma Bombing clenched his teeth, and a drop of sweat ran down his cheeks. From his point of view, it can be clearly seen. In midair, a black 5-clawed dragon is swooping down. The black dragon exudes a sinister aura, like an evil god descending into the world, which is shocking. Dark sky dragon. Ma Bombing called out its name in horror. What? Wei Quan was still trying to appease the emotions of the people below. Hearing what Ma Bombing said, he couldn't calm down anymore. City government, what did you just say? Could it be that this black dragon is the old evil god of sequence 193? Dark sky dragon? Ma Bombing nodded and took a deep breath. At this time, he saw that the Zhongling city guards had arrived outside the square, so he said to Wei Quan. Principal Wei, immediately gather all available forces to protect the citizens. This guy, leave it to us to deal with. Wei Quan hesitated. The city government, you. Execute the order, go. Ma Bombing couldn't say anything, so he just drank Wei Quan away. Afterwards, he looked at the people in charge of the guilds in other provinces headed by Lu Rufeng. These people are almost impossible to count on. Of course, he didn't intend to let these people who have nothing to do with Zhongling City go all out. Roar, boom. At this time, the dark heavenly dragon made another attack, and directly hit the barrier with its huge body. The crumbling protective barrier, it is estimated that it will be completely shattered if it takes another blow. All the people in the city panicked and fled in all directions. Those who couldn't run, hugged with their families. Curled up in a corner, shivering. At that moment, people recalled the fear of being dominated by the evil gods of old. The Sun-Eater Earth Demon 12 years ago was the shadow in the hearts of all Zhongling people. Now that shadow is infinitely magnified by the dark heavenly dragon. Zhongling City fell into an unprecedented crisis. Mashifu. A man with a resolute face rushed up to the high platform and came to Ma Bombing's side. Luo Dang, rank 6 Blood Moon Sword Soul, Chief Commander of Zhongling City Guard Army. General Luo, you came just in time. Ma Bombing grabbed him. You take people first, take the citizens away from the city center, go as far away as possible. The enchantment will be broken soon. I will entangle with this beast for a while, to delay you. Luo Dang said in a deep voice. I have already explained the evacuation of the citizens. This beast, I will deal with you together. I fought against it just now, so I know something about it. Hearing this, Ma Bombing was slightly surprised. Have you fought against each other? Luo Dang nodded and said, when it first appeared, it happened to be touched by me. But it seems to have no intention of fighting. After throwing off me, it came to the trial square. This is a bit strange. Ma Bombing pondered for a while after hearing this. But he didn't have time to think about it at the moment, so he said, okay, General Luo, you can stay with me. After finishing speaking, another voice came from behind him. And us? Ma Bombing looked surprised, turned his head and found that the people who came were all middle and high-level officials of Zhongling City. These people are basically 3-rank and 4-rank professionals, and most of them are auxiliary professions. But the ability is limited, the blood is hard to cool. Good. The situation is urgent and there is no time for hypocrisy. Ma Bombing immediately ordered. Everyone join the team. The priest profession stays, give me all the buffs. Others, evacuate the crowd in the trial square, so as not to accidentally injure my magic circle. Yes. After receiving the order, all cadres acted one after another. Ma Bombing looked up, the dark sky dragon has disappeared, and it seems to have flown to a higher sky. Its intention is obvious, that is, it wants to take advantage of the high altitude and smash the barrier directly. And Ma Bombing is also waiting. When it smashes the barrier, it is the time to make a move. In a minute. Team, Su Yan. The crowd on the east side of the square has been evacuated. Team, Li Dacheng. The crowd on the west side of the square has been evacuated. Team, Zhao Jia. It is confirmed that there are no outsiders in the trial square. After reading the news in the chat channel, Ma Bombing slightly closed his eyes. Roar, a moment later, the dark dragon finally appeared again. Its body is full of evil spirits, and it is coming fiercely. Boom. The hill-like dragon body collided with the broken protective barrier. Instantly shatter it. At the same time, Ma Bombing, who was standing on the ground, had a mysterious light on his body. The gray hair blows without wind. The moment the dark dragon rushed down, he suddenly opened his eyes. Liujia's secret blessing, the mantra of soldiers. Thousand prison Rakshasa formation. In an instant, a huge magic circle lit up from under his feet. Countless armored yin soldiers rushed out of the magic circle, roaring and rushing towards the dark dragon. There were clanging sounds, and the swordsmen slashed at the black dragon. Sparks burst out. -214,756 -187,468 -242,456. The 7th level skill. The black dragon with high resistance to abnormality can only cause about 200,000 damage per blow. But the yin soldiers are endless, and a series of damage values keep floating up. The black dragon was in pain, roared wildly, and wanted to get out of the range of the magic circle. Kill. Ma Bombing was surrounded by black mist, and he let out a hellish cry. I saw him standing in the center of the circle, the long hair is flying, and the clothes are rattling. More yin soldiers and yin generals rushed out of the magic circle and went straight to the black dragon. As for Ma Bombing, his pupils became completely black, as if they were about to shed black tears of blood. Luo Dang, who was standing aside to protect him, was a little worried, but he didn't dare to act rashly. At this time, the dark sky dragon in midair was filled with countless yin soldiers. Break. Just when everyone thought it was about to fail. The black dragon spit out people's words. The majestic voice, accompanied by the burst of black and gold rays of light around the body. The countless yin soldiers entangled in it dissipate in an instant. Chapter 42. At that moment, he turned into light. Bling. Countless yin soldiers turned into loose sand and drifted away with the wind. -67,845,391. Puff. The magic circle was broken, Ma Bombing vomited blood, and a crimson damage value floated above his head. Luo Dang rushed over to help him up and pulled him to a safe place. Several 3-rank priests rushed over to restore blood. However, Ma Bombing's blood limit of about 80 million. Their milk is really not enough. This beast's magic resistance is too high, I can't beat it. However, it doesn't seem to be in the right state. Otherwise, my blood volume limit of 80 million would have already been surpassed by it. Although a lot of injury-free and resistance buffs are superimposed on the body. But the buff level is too low, it can almost be ignored. Without big tits by his side, Ma Bombing's blood volume could not recover. He looked at Luo Dang and sighed. General Luo, it may depend on you again this time. After speaking, he subconsciously looked at Luo Dang's right arm. It was an empty sleeve, 12 years of that catastrophe. In order to protect several children, Luo Dang resisted the Sun Devourer alone, and his right arm was bitten off. Ma Bombing has always felt guilty towards him, but today, he had to beg Luo Dang again. Don't worry, leave it to me. With firm eyes, Luo Dang said without fear. At this time, someone suddenly shouted, "Look, the black dragon is heading towards the secret realm of trials." Hearing this, Ma Bombing was startled and hurried out. I saw the dark sky dragon roaring continuously, opening its bloody mouth, and spraying black energy waves towards the entrance of the trial's secret realm. Luo Dang understood at a glance, no wonder this guy doesn't like fighting. It turns out that its real purpose is to attack the trial's secret realm. What the hell is it trying to do? Ma Bombing was also puzzled. The trial's secret realm is only used to test the graduates and has no other purpose. There is no secret treasure or the like in it. This dark sky dragon rushed into Zhongling City like crazy, just for it. Too strange. However, those students who participated in the trial are still staying in the secret realm. If the dark sky dragon breaks in like this, the aftermath is scarier than it is outside. General Luo, stop it. As soon as the words fell, Luo Dang rushed forward. Liujia's secret blessing, the mantra of Lindsay. Holy light array. Ma Bombing activated the magic circle, and a white light descended from the sky, covering Luo Dang like a god or Buddha. The holy light formation is also of the 7th order, which is an auxiliary magic circle. Can make team members immune to all damage for 30 seconds. Luo Dang is wearing holy light, holding a 350 level fairy weapon, the star-slaying magic sword, and goes straight to the black dragon. Ding. -987,537. He didn't use his skills, and with a flat slash, he actually hit nearly 1,000,000 high damage. It turns out that this guy is only immune to skill damage. After discovering this secret, Luo Dang gave the black dragon 2 more swords without using any skills. Roar. The dark dragon roared angrily. It no longer attacks the rift entrance with its ability, but slams into it instead. Judging by its appearance, it is trying to break in by force. Boom. Boom. Although there is an obstacle from the extreme heaven formation, the black dragon still knocked out a passage at the entrance of the secret realm. With the passage, it didn't bother to fight, and went straight in. Roar. When passing through the Ju Tien formation, even with a high reduction in skill damage, the Diablo Sky Dragon let out a painful roar. The power of this formation is no small matter, seeing that it was going to get in. Luo Dang, holding the sword in one hand, panicked, opened his mouth to bite the black dragon's tail, and followed him into it. I thought that when I passed through the Ju Tian formation, I would have to experience great pain. Luo Dang couldn't help closing his eyes. Fortunately, the effect of the holy light on his body has not disappeared, protecting him without losing a drop of blood. Inside the secret, Chu Han was confused. He clearly remembered that before the earthquake, there were more than 10,000 wild boars in front of him. How could it turn into a human after a while of shaking? There are many young girls among them, so change? There is such a good thing? Chu Han rubbed his hands excitedly and was about to do something when he realized something was wrong. The clothes of these people seemed to be the school uniforms of the major colleges in Jiangling City? They were all people who came to participate in the trial. Like Chu Han, the students who participated in the graduation trial also looked confused. No, not dumbfounded, it's hundreds of thousands of faces. They are clearly in their exclusive space, trying to clear the monsters on the first floor. Suddenly, the world wobbled and came to this strange place. There are no mountains, no water, and no scenes around here, like a chaotic space. How so? Neither knows. Oh shit, why are there wild boars here? Mom, I have this too, it's a secret monster, kill it quickly to get points. Boom. 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 A bunch of skills lit up and fell on the group of savage beasts Dong Kong. As a result, single-digit damage was done. Seeing that Chu Han felt distressed, he quickly stood up on a high place and shouted. Stop it all. Don't touch my pig. Hearing Chu Han's voice, the students hadn't reacted yet, and the boars were all excited. When Kong has a gentle personality, he would naturally not attack others without Chu Han's order. At this time, when they saw Chu Han, they all rushed over happily, causing chaos. Oh shit, is this pig crazy? What are you running around? Let me slash again. I don't believe I can't slash double digits. Hey look. There's something flying over there. The place was in chaos. But when people saw the black dragon, instantly quieted down. Luo Dang was still biting the dragon's tail and flying in the sky. Seeing the situation in the secret territory, he couldn't help being shocked. What's the situation? Why are all the students here? Could it be that the black dragon's skills just now destroyed the internal structure of the secret realm? The trial's secret realm is man-made, and it is normal for the structure to be destroyed. But Luo Dang doesn't care about these now. The students are all here, it is too dangerous. He wanted to remind him, but with the dragon's tail biting his mouth, he couldn't speak. Moreover, he was at a high altitude and had no flying skills, so he couldn't let go. In desperation, Luo Dang could only wave his sword as a signal. However, no one understood. Look, is there someone on the dragon's tail? It seems to be, it's too high to see clearly. What is this dragon for? No way. The students said every word, and no one realized the danger. Only Chu Han, he saw the black fairy weapon, star-slashing demon sword. It's him. Chu Han looked up at the sky and murmured. 12 years ago, he was 6 years old. That day, the Sun Devourer attacked, and Jiangling City was reduced to hell. He and his sister Chu Shi were almost murdered. It was that man who held the Star Slayer sword in his hand, stopped the Sun Devourer and saved them. And the price of saving them, it was the right arm that was bitten off alive. For so many years, although Chu Han didn't know Luo Dang. But he knew the sword, also, that empty right arm. Chu Han fell into memory, his eyes were a little moist. At this moment, Diablo Tianlong relieved from the pain of passing through the Juishan formation. It found the sway on its tail and was furious. Immediately, the black dragon hovered in the air. It opened its huge mouth and launched its skills at Luo Dang. Black Dragon Devil Flame Wave. Luo Dang's pupils shrank slightly, but he didn't have any countermeasures. In desperation, he could only let go and let himself fall from a height. However, Diablo Tianlong obviously does not intend to let him go. The magic flame wave in the mouth continued to charge. Subsequently, aim at Luo Dang and suddenly spray. Wind Spirit Wings. 200%. At a critical moment, Chu Han activates his skills. 2 pairs of elf wings appeared, and he flew over without hesitation. In the chaotic space, the black dragon demon flame wave exploded. Chu Han's figure was as fast as lightning. In order to save Luo Dang, he unleashed the double powerful wind spirit wings, and his flying speed reached the extreme. At that moment, he became light. Chapter 43 In the Name of Revenge, the Dark Sky Dragon attacks. Luo Dang, who fell into the air, faced the attack of the dark dragon. Almost given up. If you hit yourself with this skill, you will definitely die. He is not afraid of death. I just hate myself for not being able to save these children again like 12 years ago. Open black lens bracket ding. Chu Han invited you to join the team. Do you agree? Close black lens bracket. At the juncture of life and death, a system prompt popped up suddenly. Agree. Luo Dang, who has participated in countless battles, can be said to be experienced. The ability to make correct judgments in an instant is much better than ordinary people. The moment the system prompt appeared, he agreed to join the team. Next moment, boom, the black dragon Mo Yanbo passed by. Luo Dang realized that he was being carried upwards by a force. He looked intently, only to find that it was a handsome young man who was flying by himself. Chu Han secretly breathed a sigh of relief, thanks to my wit. At that critical moment just now, he suddenly remembered that Fun Ling's wings are harmful. If you don't team up with Luo Dang in time, the consequences are unimaginable. Dodging the fatal attack, Chu Han brought Luo Dang back to the ground. After being safe for the time being, Luo Dang looked at Chu Han. "Boy, who are you?" Facing his childhood savior, Chu Han was suddenly a little shy, blushed and said with a smile. "I am a student of Maple Leaf College." "Chu Han, student?" Luo Dang was taken aback when he heard this. Judging from Chu Han's appearance, he really looks like a student. However, the strength he showed when he saved himself just now was by no means simple. Based on Luo Dang's experience, he knows, even with 7th level flying skills, it is difficult to reach that speed. Could it be a hidden profession? Luo Dang thought in his heart. After all, Chu Han only had a few accessories on him, no other equipment, and only ordinary clothes. Luo Dang had no way of guessing what occupation Chu Han was. Roar! At this time, the dark sky dragon in midair started to go crazy again. It seemed crazier than before. The students were all terrified when they saw the scene just now. Luo Dang's heart tightened, and he hurriedly shouted. "Everyone, don't panic. The exit of the secret realm is 500 meters ahead, everyone hurry out." He gave the students directions, and then said to Chu Han. "You also hurry out, it's too dangerous here, I'm going to stop the black dragon to delay you." "No," Chu Han said in a deep voice, then turned around and turned his back to Luo Dang. "General Luo. This time, let me protect you." Luo Dang's pupils trembled slightly. Before he could speak, Chu Han had already flown into the air. Facing the black dragon, Chu Han stretched out his hand to provoke. "What the hell is your name? Diablo Tianlong? Eat me a forbidden spell." Nirvana. 20%. The thunder pillar crashed down and struck the black dragon. Seeing Chu Han, Diablo Tianlong became even more angry. It roared wildly, neither dodged nor evaded, raised the dragon's head to meet the mad thunder of Nirvana. Boom. Minus 175,468. What? Seeing this damage value, Chu Han was stunned. This is the Nirvana Thunder, the forbidden spell that I specially used to kill the boss. Although only 20% of the power is used, it can only deal 170,000 damage, right? At this moment, Chu Han realized how perverted the guy in front of him was. He hurriedly checked the monster information. Name: Dark Sky Dragon, extremely weak state. Attribute: Old Evil God, open black lens bracket level. LV.100 close black lens bracket, health volume. 163,200,000. Open black lens bracket physique. 4,518 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket power. 6,100 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom. 5,423 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket agility. 4,017 close black lens bracket spirit. 4,547. Combat power value. 124,737. Skills: Black Dragon Flame Wave, Body Penetrating Golden Light, Dragon Soul Blessing, Dark Strike, Great Dark Tide. Introduction. The Dark Heavenly Dragon was originally a 5-clawed golden dragon wearing holy light, but because he couldn't control his desire for power, he was willing to sink into the evil way. Close black lens bracket. Note: for some reason, the Dark Heavenly Dragon forcibly woke up and was in an extremely weak state, and its attributes such as level and blood volume were greatly weakened. Close black lens bracket. What the hell? It's so perverted, it's still a weakened version. How terrifying is the old evil god in a normal state? Chu Han felt the pressure for the first time since he changed his job and obtained the forbidden spell. At the same time, under the guidance of Luo Dang, the students below have all left the trial secret realm. And Diablo Tianlong didn't even look at them, as if he had no interest in them at all. In midair, one person and one dragon faced each other silently. The terrifying giant eyes of the black dragon stared at Chu Han. Stupid and cruel humans. How dare you kill my descendants, cut off my bloodline. Today, I will cut you off, chop you up. Listening to the lines of the dark dragon, Chu Han suddenly realized. No wonder your name sounds familiar. I remembered, you are the ancestor of that shadow dragon, right? He still remembered that the boss of the shadow dragon's prison on the 2nd floor of the secret realm that he had met back then was a descendant of the dark dragon. The dark sky dragon was furious. If you know what you are asking, you will die. Then, a wave of black dragon magic flames spewed out from its mouth. Luo Dang watched anxiously from below, and blurted out, Chu Han, be careful. Chu Han heard the voice and glanced down. Sister. The idol is watching from below, so don't be ashamed. You just took over my skills, didn't you? Okay, then I'll take it too. Wind Spirit Wings. Chu Han roared, and a wind barrier formed around the elf's wings to protect him. In an instant, the black dragon magic flame wave hit. Chu Han gritted his teeth and didn't dodge, he straightened his body and let him bombard him. Boom. Minus 333,549 with the 99% damage reduction of Funling's wings, the Dark Sky Dragon still caused more than 300,000 damage to him. Chu Han is now level 90, with 2,497 points of constitution and 2.24 million blood. This bit of damage is nothing to him. Once, Bai Hai Chao Sheng is fired, it will be full. However, the opponent's skills hit him, it's F*King painful. Chu Han bared his teeth, it doesn't hurt at all, didn't you eat? It's my turn. Ni Mie Quanglei, fully fire. The 200% powerful Nirvana Thunder was cast again, with a magnificent momentum. Thunder Dragon suddenly fell. Minus 6,475,317. The damage is still normal. Luo Dang watched anxiously on the ground, but he couldn't help because he didn't know how to fly. Seeing that Chu Han was struggling, he shouted loudly. Chu Han, this guy is highly immune to skill damage. Try to use normal attacks. Use a normal attack? Hearing the shout, Chu Han froze for a moment, he looked at his fist. Looking at the steel plate like scales of the Diablo Sky Dragon again. Head shaking like a rattle. I don't think this proposal is very scientific. Stupid human, don't even think about hurting me. Now, give me your life, I killed you 1,000 times, it's not enough. The black dragon roared wildly, opened its bloody mouth and rushed towards Chu Han. Hey, Chu Han smiled back without fear, and the corners of his mouth curled up. When the black dragon approached, he suddenly expanded his speed and rushed towards the ground. The Dark Sky Dragon is chasing fiercely. In front, Chu Han ran away while provoking. Until, he lured the Dark Sky Dragon to a height not far from the ground. And on the ground, there are more than 10,000 giant wild boars, just around the corner. Chapter 44. A gentleman keeps his weapons in his body, waiting for the moment to move. Outside the secret trial square. Quickly fix it. Cut out the video screen. Ma Bombing yelled at his subordinates, but his eyes were fixed on the big screen in the middle of the square. Back then, when the trial square was first built, this screen had the function of broadcasting the screen of the secret realm. However, more and more students participated in the trial later. This function is a bit tasteless and has never been used again. Now that the Dark Sky Dragon has broken into the secret realm, there is no way to know the situation inside. Ma Bombing also asked the students who had just escaped from the inside, but they were all so frightened that they couldn't speak clearly and couldn't ask anything. Therefore, now we can only count on the video broadcast function. But damn it, the skill of Diablo Tianlong just now affected the equipment and almost destroyed it. It's being repaired right now. While urging Ma Bombing, he looked at his skill bar. The cooling time of the Holy Light Formation is still more than 10 minutes, otherwise, he really wants to rush in by himself. City government, it's fixed. Finally, the technicians came to the news. This is the best news Ma Bombing has heard today. Quick, cut the screen. Beep. Ziz. The screen on the big screen turned into snowflakes, and then, the screen of the trial secret territory appeared. There was only chaos in the picture, and nothing could be seen. What's this? Ma Bombing controlled the viewing angle and moved to the bottom. But at this time, he unexpectedly saw the space filled with countless boar. The monsters in each level of the trial secret realm were only allowed to be used after he reviewed them. He has never seen this wild boar. Where did this come from? Who left me to raise pigs in the secret realm? To develop animal husbandry, right? City Hall. Look at the left side of the screen, Secretary Wang Lan reminded. When Ma Bombing heard it, he quickly moved his perspective. Soon, in the center of the screen, the figure of the Dark Sky Dragon appeared. I saw it screaming in anger, its huge body was extremely fast, and it dodged left and right in midair. And in front of it is a tiny figure. The figure was as agile as an elf, avoiding all the attacks of the Dark Dragon, and luring it to rush towards the ground. It's like walking your dog. What kind of flying skill is this? The speed is so fast. I've never seen it before, but judging by his appearance, it should be a hidden profession of the elf system, right? That's right, it's absolutely impossible for ordinary professions to have this flying speed. Let's not talk about death, maybe some powerful person has appeared and is teasing this old evil god. Those in charge of the provincial guilds did not leave, but watched the excitement in a relatively far-away place. Since it is Lu Rufeng of the Assassin League, his eyes were like knives, and he looked at the big screen, as if he wanted to see through something. On the other side, Shen Xinling, who was worried about the safety of the students, did not leave either. Biting her pink lips, she looked at the figure walking under the black dragon's claws on the screen. The more you look at it, the more familiar it is. After a long time, she suddenly opened her eyes wide and blurted out. It's Chu Han. Hearing this name, Ma Bombing was also quite shocked. Although Chu Han performed well in the trial secret realm, after all, he is only a newcomer who has just changed his job for 10 days. How dare he challenge the old evil god alone? This courage, could it be that God favored Zhongling City again? After Chu Shi, another genius was born? At this time, the chaotic space in the secret realm. Come on, little Blackie, come and chase your brother. While Chu Han was flying in front at extreme speed, he was able to turn his head and make a few faces at the dark dragon behind him. Just fill up the ridicule, hold head high. When Diablo Tianlong heard that he was called Little Height C, he was so angry that he exploded. When did it suffer such humiliation as the old evil god? New grudges plus old grudges are really unbearable. Blinded by the fire of revenge, it chased and killed Chu Han desperately. Just chase if you dare. Chu Han showed a successful smile. Soon, he flew to a height of more than 10 meters above the ground. The more than 10,000 savage beasts Tu Kang gathered excitedly, thinking of rubbing against Chu Han. Ha ha, pigs, pick it up, the spicy strips are here. Give it to me, Chu Han shouted, then stopped abruptly and turned around. The super high agility attribute, coupled with the blessing of Feng Ling's wings, gave him absolute control over his body. But Dark Sky Dragon is not so flexible, it suddenly lost its target and had no time to break. He rushed directly into the wild boars on the ground. Ow! Hangchi! Bangchi! Tens of thousands of Dongkong, after receiving Chu Han's order, flocked to the Black Dragon. The situation suddenly changes, the Dark Sky Dragon was at a loss and was overwhelmed by the pigs. That scene was like a poisonous snake, covered with tens of thousands of ants. Then, countless thick fangs stabbed at the Black Dragon's body. -54,783 -54,783. Dense red numbers floated up. Although the damage is very low, it can't hold up to a large number. The Dark Sky Dragon cried out in pain, trying to take off, but it was so crushed that it couldn't fly. Come on, pigs! Give it to me, push it to death. Chu Han danced wildly with his hands and feet in excitement. Since my skills can't kill it in seconds, let the wild boar gnaw it to death. The existence time of the summoned object is 1 hour, and there are still about 20 minutes left. Enough. Soon, amid the wail of the Dark Dragon, the blood volume also dropped rapidly. Hold head high, Chu Han thought he could end the battle like this. Unexpectedly, the Dark Heavenly Dragon started to fight back again. It let out a burst of dragon roar, and countless golden lights burst out from the gaps in its scales. This is its skill, golden light through the body. Puff, puff. The golden light was as sharp as a sword, splitting hundreds of heads in half in an instant. In the chaotic space, the blood is soaring. Chu Han felt distressed when he saw it. You're King my pig, aren't you? Don't be afraid, pigs, I'll help you. With that said, Chu Han also rushed over, at the same time. A figure appeared quietly and touched the position behind Chu Han. It was Tu Kang. When the students escaped from the secret realm just now, he didn't leave. Because he noticed Chu Han, he kept in mind what his father Tulen said, kill Chu Han. So, he chose to stay. When Chu Han faced off against the Dark Sky Dragon in midair, Tu Kang was hiding among the wild boars. Even if some ignorant wild boars pooped on him, he didn't move. Looking at Chu Han flying in the air, he only held one belief: you will come down someday. Emperor Tien pays off his conscientious people. Finally, Chu Han came down. The time has come. Tu Kang smiled cruelly, wiped the pig shit from his face, and held the bloody battle axe in his hand. A gentleman hides his weapon in his body and waits for the time to move. Chu Han, I have endured the humiliation of pig shit, what reason do you have for not dying? Now, I want your life. Half Moon Slash. He used his skills to jump out of the wild boars and launch a sneak attack from behind Chu Han. Chapter 45 A Lot of Harvest, the 4-turn voucher is in hand. Haunting Dance. In order to prevent the Dark Heavenly Dragon from counter-attacking, Chu Han directly activated his skills. -67,311 -67,311 Although it does little damage, however, the immobilization effect was successfully triggered. The body of Diablo Tianlong has an obvious stagnation movement. Haunting Dance. I'm entangled. I'll keep pestering you. After several consecutive curses, Diablo Tianlong's whole body was numb and unable to move. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Dang Kong rushed forward to bite the Black Dragon one after another. And behind Chu Han, in a place that no one noticed, a blood-red numerical value floated above Tu Kang's head. -3,215,782. He was not in Chu Han's team, so he would naturally suffer skill damage. With a scream, Tu Kang didn't even have time to say his last words. Hiccup directly. Chu Han faintly heard the voice, but turned around but saw nothing. At this time, the wail of the Dark Heavenly Dragon also came. The dense damage values are superimposed together, and its blood bar gradually bottoms out. Come on. Eat it. Avenge the dead brothers. With Chu Han's encouragement, many Dangkangs arched their fangs vigorously. Countless black scales flew up, and the defense of the Dark Dragon was completely broken. A few minutes later, under Chu Han's expectation, the blood volume of Diablo Tianlong was finally emptied. Hold head high, with one last cry, the old evil god of sequence 193. Dark Dragon, just fell away. At this time, some Dongkong's bodies also became transparent and then disappeared. It's their calling time. Chu Han bid farewell with tears. Thank you, pigs, I'll call you out next time. At the same time, outside the secret, the pot has been blown up. Many reporters and anchors were in the trial square, witnessing the fall of the Dark Dragon. The Dragon Country Professionals Forum is also very lively. One is titled, Famous Scene, Thousands of Pigs and Dragons. Post, the popularity directly exceeded 100 million. There was no nonsense in the post, and it directly posted the video of Chu Han leading a group of pigs to kill the Dark Dragon. K. Where did this guy get so many wild boars? Is he a summoner? No way, I heard it's a mage, I'm not sure either. Stop talking nonsense, mages can't be so lazy. Lu Rufeng, the elder of our guild, is at the scene. Listen to him, this buddy is a hidden class of elves. Upstairs, are you talking about Lu Rufeng from the League of Assassins? I'll go, this is my elementary school classmate. What bullshit classmate, the main character of this post is Brother Pig Raiser. Get out if you don't talk about Brother Pig Raiser. For a time, Chu Han was popular all over the country. What, mysterious elf class, dragon slaying warrior, pig royal baron. People have given countless nicknames to Chu Han. At this time, in the trial square, the onlookers were so shocked that they couldn't recover for a long time. Although, Chu Han killed Diablo Tianlong in a strange way. But there is no doubt that with his own power, he stopped the destruction of the old evil gods and saved Zhongling City. It was a good story that Shingen killed 3 old evil gods back then. But that always happened on the border of the Dragon Kingdom. People in Zhongling City basically did not witness it with their own eyes. But now it's different, under everyone's gaze, Chu Han killed the Dark Heavenly Dragon. This moment, from a freshman, he has become the hero of all Zhongling people. Mashifu, congratulations! You Zhongling City has produced a large number of talents, and another genius has been born. The people in charge of the guilds in other provinces also smiled and came over to compliment them at this time. Ma Bombing sneered, you guys are overjoyed. When the crisis just broke out, these people could not be avoided. But now they come together again, there is only one possibility. They all wanted to recruit Chu Han. Ma Bombing knew what they were thinking and didn't bother to answer them. Lu Rufeng changed his indifferent demeanor and said with a smile. I just contacted the guild headquarters and asked them to send someone to support them. Now it seems that there is no need. Ma Bombing secretly cursed hypocrisy in his heart and responded. Thank you Mr. Lu for your kindness, you are being polite. Lu Rufeng continued, since we have cooperation, we should help each other. By the way, Mashifu, is this young man in the secret realm Chu Han? I heard that he is Chu Zai's younger brother. Ma Bombing frowned, nodded slightly in affirmation. Lu Rufeng smiled meaningfully. Mashifu, we wanted to recruit Chu Shi back then, but we didn't compete with the royal knights, so we were snatched away by them. This time, Chu Han must give it to us. Hearing this, Ma Bombing was slightly puzzled. Mr. Lu, shouldn't your Assassins League only recruit professional assassins? Lu Rufeng waved his hand. For such a rare talent, of course we have to relax the requirements. Oh, it was because of my profession that some of our cadres objected to Chu Shi joining the club, so we missed her. But this time it doesn't matter. As long as Chu Han agrees to join our guild, I can give him the Forbidden Magic Stone. Hearing these 4 words, even Ma Bombing was shocked. Forbidden Magic Stone? You mean, the 10-star prop that allows people to have dual professions? In the Blue Star world, the rarity of materials and props is distinguished by stars. And the Taboo Magic Stone is the highest level, 10 stars. Those who use it can break taboos and have dual careers. The most perverted thing is that the second job can be chosen independently. That's right. Lu Rufeng nodded, our president was lucky. He came across a 3rd-level secret realm. The boss there gave him a Taboo Magic Stone, which has not been used yet. You also know that we will always cherish talents like our lives. If Chu Han agrees to join the association, the president will definitely give him the Taboo Magic Stone. At that time, Chu Han will change his second job to an assassin, and no one in the guild will gossip. After listening, Ma Bombing fell into deep thought. According to his thinking, if Chu Han behaved like this, he would definitely find a way to send him to one of the 2 top guilds. But if what Lu Rufeng said is true, it is definitely a good choice for Chu Han's personal development. How to choose, he could not make up his mind for a moment. After thinking about it, Ma Bombing shook his head and said, Mr. Lu, let's wait for Chu Han to come out and let him make his own decision. Secret territory. All Dong Kong disappeared, and there was silence in the chaotic space. General Luo, are you alright? Chu Han came to Luo Dang's side and asked with concern. I'm fine. Luo Dang looked at him with a face of satisfaction. Good boy, with young people like you, Zhongling City will have nothing to fear in the future. Being praised by his benefactor, Chu Han scratched his head in embarrassment. General Luo, I actually want to say thank you. 12 years ago, when the Sun Devourer invaded, you protected a group of children, and I was among them. After finishing speaking, he looked at Luo Dang's right arm. It was also that time, your right arm was, ha ha ha. Luo Dang looked up to the sky and laughed heartily. It doesn't matter. What is an arm? Just treat it as if I betted on the new era. Looks like I won the bet. Chu Han was moved to tears. Oh, thunder. Snapped. Luo Dang gave him an earspoon. Stop talking like birds. It hurts. Chu Han covered his head and howled. Immediately, he and Luo Dang looked at each other and they laughed wildly. After laughing enough, Luo Dang pointed behind Chu Han. Go, there's your spoils. Chu Han responded, turned around and walked to the place where the dark dragon disappeared. Lots of loot in every color. Chu Han checked them one by one. Material. Dark gold dragon scale, open black lens bracket level, star close black lens bracket. Introduction. An ancient dragon scale exuding a mysterious aura, close black lens bracket. 7-star material. The materials that Chu Han got from fighting the boss before were basically below 3 stars. Those were all sold by him on the exchange. This was the first time Chu Han had discovered such a rare material. It's a pity that I don't know what it is for, so I put it away first. He continued to look, and 2 pieces of purple equipment attracted his attention. Open black lens bracket dragon soul saint cloth, artifact, close black lens bracket, occupation type, mage, priest. Open black lens bracket level, LV.100 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket durability, 10,000 close black lens bracket, physique plus 500. Open black lens bracket strength plus 400 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom plus 700 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket agility plus 400 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket spirit plus 800 close black lens bracket. Equipment effect. Obtain the blessing of the dragon god. After death, it will exist in the state of a dead soul for 60 minutes, and then be resurrected in full state. Cooling time is 480 hours. Close black lens bracket. Introduction. The holy dragon is not dead. Close black lens bracket. Imperial glazed spear, artifact, occupation type, knight. Open black lens bracket level, LV.100 close black lens bracket, durability, 13,000, open black lens bracket power plus 4,000 close black lens bracket. Agility plus 3,000, equipment effect. Every time you use a melee skill, it will trigger a dragon soul attack, and there is a 50% chance to increase the current power value by 5%, which can be stacked 20 times, close black lens bracket. Introduction. Dragon God help me, go forward bravely, close black lens bracket. Chu Han was holding the dragon soul cloth, tears streaming down his face. 10 days. Do you know how I spent these 10 days? What's the difference between me and streaking? After a long time, he wiped away his tears. I finally have clothes to wear, but unfortunately they're level 100, so I can't wear them for the time being. After stuffing the 2 artifacts into his backpack, Chu Han continued to look at the ground. What's this? Soon, he found another 5-colored orb. Props. 5-color element beads. Open black lens bracket level. Star close black lens bracket. Introduction. 4-turn professional certificate of the mage department. Close black lens bracket. Chu Han. Chapter 46 Clues about Chu Shi. Sequence 44, the flower demon on the other side. Oh my god. He is truly worthy of being the evil god of old. This reward is so exciting. Chu Han held the 5-color orb in his hand and felt a delicate touch in his palm. This bead. Very moist, take it first. Go back to the big city, find a high-level job transfer temple, and get the 4th transfer mission. There was still a lot of loot underground, and Chu Han continued to pick it up. Chu Han stuffed some silverware directly into his backpack without even looking at it. Even the golden vessel was given a cursory glance to give it some face. Huh? What is this? Soon, Chu Han was surprised to discover that in a pile of garbage, there are 2 extremely dazzling babies lying there quietly. It's 2 skill books. This dark dragon is really full of treasures. It's a pity that the body has disappeared, otherwise Chu Han would try to resurrect him. Kill a few more times, he quickly picked up the skill book. Long River Sunset. LV.80, 4th level skill, occupation restriction, archer. Skill book, unknown, needs identification. This book is a level 4 archer skill that can only be learned at level 80. The other one needs to be authenticated. Strange, why does the skill book need to be appraised? Go back and find Wei Suanan, he has designated identification skills. After putting it away, Chu Han continued to search for treasure. A good harvest? At this time, Luo Dang's voice came from behind. Chu Han stood up, scratched his head, and then pointed to the pile of trophies on the ground. How about? You want some too? No need. Luo Dang waved his hands awkwardly. I came here to tell you. The process of killing the dark sky dragon just now was seen by people outside. Hearing this, Chu Han couldn't help but be startled. I saw it, what does it mean? A few minutes ago, Ma Bombing chatted with Luo Dang privately and told him roughly the situation outside. At this time, Luo Dang explained what he learned to Chu Han. Really? That's awesome. Did they make me look handsome? Chu Han was even a little excited when he heard that he had become a celebrity. But Luo Dang looked solemn and said in a deep voice. Chu Han, this may not be a good thing for you, isn't it a good thing? Why? Chu Han wondered how great it is to become a celebrity and gain a large number of fans. If a few rich little women take a fancy to me, I can save myself decades of struggle. Ahem. Sorry, I got a little out of control. Seeing that Luo Dang looked uncomfortable, Chu Han quickly stopped his sexual intercourse. Luo Dang resisted the urge to roll his eyes and continued to explain to him. You are a fresh graduate, and if you do such an earth-shattering thing, you will definitely be targeted by many interested people. I don't know how you managed to kill the dark dragon. Maybe you have some magic weapon on you. But you have to understand that a common man is not guilty, but he is guilty of having a jade in his possession. When the time comes, I'm afraid many people will try to steal your magic weapon. Hearing this, Chu Han couldn't help but smile. Magic weapon? My magic weapon is the forbidden curse. Who's going to grab it from me? Want to learn? I'll teach him. I taught him how to be a good person. However, he also understood that Luo Dang cared about him from the bottom of his heart. So he said gratefully to Luo Dang, don't worry about me, General Luo, I can take care of it. Well, seeing that Chu Han didn't take his words seriously, Luo Dang sighed. You still have to keep a low profile as much as possible. At the beginning, your sister was too dazzling, so she was framed by jealousy. Hearing the news about his sister, Chu Han immediately put away his foolish look. He grabbed Luo Dang's shoulder. General Luo, do you know about my sister? Luo Dang nodded slightly. I know, but I only know a little. Chu Han's lips trembled, excited and looking forward to it. Can you tell me? From the day he learned of Chu Zai's disappearance, Chu Han tried his best to find out about her. But at that time, he hadn't changed his job yet, and he was so soft-spoken that no one would help him at all. Now, he finally heard about it from someone else. How can you not be excited? Luo Dang patted Chu Han, signaling him not to get excited. Immediately, he said to him, I just heard it from a friend of the Royal Knights. Your sister disappeared after receiving a mysterious mission. Chu Han suddenly remembered that in the letter Chu Shi left him, it was mentioned that she is going on a dangerous mission that she has to go on. This point is completely consistent with what Luo Dang said. So he hurriedly asked, what is the mission? Luo Dang shook his head. I'm not very clear about this. Maybe it involves the internal secrets of the Royal Knights. That friend didn't tell me much. He only revealed to me that this mission is related to the flower demon of the other shore. The flower demon on the other side? Is it the old evil god again? Chu Han murmured. In the academy before, there was a course that was devoted to knowledge related to the evil gods of the past. Among them is a textbook called Cthulhu Handbook, which they often use. So Chu Han had some impressions of the name, Bion Flower Demon. Luo Dang gave a, yes, it is the old evil god of Sequence 44. Sequence 44. Chu Han repeated with an extremely heavy heart. What he defeated today was only the dark sky dragon of Sequence 193. Moreover, the opponent is still extremely weak. Even so, his forbidden spells cannot crush him. If it weren't for the accident, the more than 10,000 savage beasts Dong Kong were summoned in advance. The outcome of this battle, really hard to say, not enough. I still need to be stronger. Chu Han clenched his fists tightly, secretly feeling ruthless in his heart. Whether it's for my sister or for myself, all must become stronger. The road is obstructed and long, he understands his own way. There is still a long way to go. Seeing that Chu Han suddenly became silent, Luo Dang comforted him. Don't think too much, deal with the things in front of you first. After you figured out how to go out, how did you explain it to the people outside? Chu Han closed his eyes and took a deep breath. Forcibly suppressing his heavy heart, he showed a smile. Then, opening his eyes, he said, thought it out. I'm going to put this matter, put it all on that old boy Shen Shingen. Chapter 47 Rare Forging Materials. Can the ancient divine power become stronger? It's coming out. Hurry up, take pictures of the whole picture. Countless people gathered around the trial square, and reporters from major media and platform anchors all pointed their cameras at the entrance of the secret realm. It won't be long before Chu Han and Luo Dang will come out from here. The old and new generations of urban heroes fought side by side and returned triumphantly. What a picture with a sense of ritual and inheritance. As long as the filming is done, and then put on a gimmick, the traffic will definitely be full. Soon, under the expectation of everyone, two figures gradually appeared. As soon as Chu Han and Luo Dang stood firm, they were immediately surrounded by a group of reporters. Of course, they mainly went for Chu Han. Chu Han, can you tell me how you defeated the Dark Heavenly Dragon? You were just a newcomer who has just graduated and changed jobs. How did you acquire such a powerful ability? May I ask if you were afraid at that time? Although the preparations were made in advance, it suddenly became the focus of hundreds of thousands of people on the scene. Chu Han was still a little nervous. Ahem. he waved his hand, pretended to speak. Well, I can't reveal too much, because the battle with the Dark Heavenly Dragon was mainly due to my master's remote control, and it has nothing to do with me. As soon as these words came out, there was an uproar at the scene. May I ask who is your master? Is he there? Can you please come out and meet everyone? Chu Han chuckled. I'm afraid it's inconvenient. My master is Elder Shen Xingchen from the Spiritual Cultivation Church. He is not in Zhongling right now. Boom, when Shen Xingchen was mentioned, a huge commotion erupted in the crowd. No one would have imagined that today's city defense battle would have something to do with that lord. Then, the reporters asked again, Chu Han, why do you call Elder Shen master? Are you his apprentice? You won't have joined the Church of Spiritual Practice and become a member of them? Really? I don't believe it. Chu Han successfully drew his attention to Shen Xingchen and smiled successfully. Okay, then I'll open your eyes. Immediately, he rolled up his sleeves and raised his arms high. On his right forearm, there is a golden triangle logo. That is the inscription representing the Church of Spiritual Practice. Chu Han, he really joined the Spiritual Cultivation Church. Immediately, the people at the scene were reveling. Looking at the excitement, it seemed that they had entered the Spiritual Practice Church. And the reporters became even more enthusiastic, asking Chu Han questions frantically. On the high platform, mob bombing stood on the edge, looking at the situation below. Everyone was shouting and celebrating, but he didn't deliberately maintain order. With the victory of today's battle, all citizens are in high spirits. It's also good to let them vent their madness appropriately. City Hall, Horse City Hall, suddenly, a voice sounded from behind. Mob bombing turned his head to look at the man who was running hastily, and said doubtfully. Tu Lien, what are you doing here? Tu Lien's face was full of anxiety, and he didn't know what to say. Mashifu, my son. My son didn't come out. I can't contact him. Is he still in the secret realm? What? Hearing this, mob bombing was also slightly surprised. At the time of the crisis just now, the 4 major guilds chose to protect themselves wisely, and no one made a move. Mob bombing had a lot of opinions on it. But Tu Kang was just a student participating in the graduation trial after all. As the city government, mob bombing was still responsible for his safety. Don't worry, I will send someone to search the inside of the secret realm. Or you can ask Luo Dang later, he might know about Tu Kang's situation in the secret realm. I'll go now. Tu Lien lost his son, so he couldn't wait, so he just ran away. Pushing away the crowd, he walked to the front. The first thing I saw was Chu Han, who was surrounded by everyone and had an infinite beauty. It's this little brat again. My son's life or death is uncertain, but he turned into a hero. Tu Kang's disappearance must have something to do with him. He was afraid that Tu Kang would take back his place in the Spiritual Cultivation Church, so he used despicable means to assassinate Tu Kang. As his train of thought became clearer, Tu Lien's anger rose, and he shouted. Chu Han, you little bastard, what did you do to my son? Tu Lien usually pays attention to health preservation, his voice is full of breath. It directly attracted everyone's attention. Click, click. The reporters with a keen sense of smell quickly pointed their cameras at Tu Lien and took crazy shots. Maybe, this will be another shocking melon. Chu Han, who was standing in front, scratched his head in confusion. Your son? Oh, come to think of it, is he the guy with a bad mind? I didn't see him. If you see him, I will rescue him. Chu Han didn't lie about this. Although they had conflicts before, it was not a life or death feud. And, he and Luo Dang saved hundreds of thousands of students in the secret realm. If you see Tu Kang, it doesn't matter if you save him by the way. But the problem is, he really didn't see it. Stop talking nonsense to me. Tu Lien roared, my son Tu Kang is missing, you must be the one behind it. You were afraid that he would take back his place in the Spiritual Cultivation Church, so you used despicable means to assassinate him. You have evil intentions because of jealousy, right? Faced with Tu Lien's question, Chu Han couldn't handle it. He blinked, a question mark on his head. People nowadays. Are they all so confident? I'm jealous of Tu Kang. Is this guy telling a joke? The key is not funny. Before Chu Han could say anything, the reporters on the side couldn't stand it any longer. President Tu, why don't you stop being embarrassed here? Yes, Chu Han's strength is obvious to all. Your son can't even catch up with me, so don't come here to try. President Tu, don't be a clown. Tu Lien's face turned red with anger after being angrily harassed by a group of reporters. At this time Luo Dang also spoke, President Tu, I can prove it. When the students were running out of the secret realm, Chu Han was entangled with the dark sky dragon in the air. How could he have time to harm your son? With Luo Dang's words, Tu Lien knew that there was no point in talking anymore. Okay, I was impulsive this time, but Chu Han, just wait, if I find out that you harmed my son, I will definitely tear you alive. Staring at Chu Han fiercely, he turned and left. After all, the most important thing right now is to find a way to find Tu Kang. Okay, classmate Chu Han, let's continue. The interlude ended and the reporters continued the interview. However, Chu Han only adheres to one principle. As long as you talk about topics related to Dark Sky Dragon, talk about Shen Xingchen. That old boy is lazy and irritable. Ask him if you can. Scared you to death, after 1 hour. Ma Bombing saw that it was almost done and ordered the crowd in the square to be dispersed. There had just been a big battle here and it needed to be repaired. The reporters asked almost everything they could and left. Chu Han regained his freedom, said goodbye to Luo Dang and hurried away. Today was originally the graduation trial for freshmen. But now, no one cares about the trial results or anything like that. The only thing people discussed was Chu Han. Of course, there is also his master, Shen Shingen. In a corner of the trial square, Lu Rufeng of the Assassin's Alliance stood there and looked at Chu Han's leaving figure. His face was gloomy, his eyes were sharp, and he didn't know what he was thinking. After a night's rest, Chu Han went straight to the exchange early the next morning. Old Wei, come out to pick up the guests. The office door was pushed open suddenly, and Wei Suanen looked up. After seeing the person clearly, stars suddenly appeared in his eyes. Hey, our big hero is here. Hurry up, take your seat, take your seat. Wei Suanen hurriedly helped Chu Han sit down in his seat and kept beating his back. Hero of Chu, now you have brought glory to our Zhongling city. Your deeds have probably spread throughout the Dragon Kingdom. By the way, Dark Sky Dragon has a lot of good things to explode. Why not? Take it out and take a look. Chu Han rolled his eyes and said, you really are true to your profession. However, he came this time to deliver goods. Without further ado, he first took out the 7-star material, Dark Gold Dragon Scale. Old Wei, please help me see what this thing is for first. Wei Suanen took the dragon scale, and with his god-peeping eyes, he could easily see through the information. Hey, this is a rare forging material that can be used to upgrade artifacts and other equipment. This is a good thing, you know, every time the equipment is upgraded, its attributes and special effects will be greatly improved. Hearing this, Chu Han felt happy. Dark gold dragon scales can be used to forge and upgrade artifacts. So, there is hope that my ancient divine power will become stronger? Chapter 48. He used the identification technique to identify the identification technique. If I want to forge an artifact, what should I do? Chu Han continued to ask. Wei Suanen pursed his lips and shook his head. I can't do anything about it, I have to find a high-level blacksmith. However, I can provide you with the material formula. Formula? Chu Han was startled. You mean, if you want to forge an artifact, you need other materials besides the dragon scale? Of course. Wei Suanen said naturally, forging an artifact. This is not a trivial matter, it requires a lot of materials. Besides, blacksmiths must be rank 7 or above to be eligible to touch artifacts. After finishing speaking, he raised his eyebrows and moved closer to Chu Han. Mr. Chu, did the artifact you want to forge come from killing the Dark Heavenly Dragon? Do you mind taking it out to open your eyes? Chu Han kicked him away, and wiped his face in disgust. Talking so close, saliva spewed out. Don't talk nonsense, tell me the material formula quickly. Wei Suanen chuckled. Equipment can be forged in multiple stages. The higher the level, the more materials it needs. If I'm not wrong, your artifact should not have been forged, so you only need the materials of the first stage. There are 3 types in total, namely Dark Gold Dragon Scale, Millennium Ice Crystal, and Fire of Order. Chu Han secretly wrote it down, and then asked, the remaining 2 kinds, do you have any for sale here? Wei Suanen searched in his brain for a moment. There's a Fire of Order being auctioned. It's a 1,000-year-old ice crystal, it's gone. Hearing this, Chu Han was a little skeptical. Really? Don't you need to check? Hey. Wei Suanen smiled triumphantly, and pointed to his head. Mr. Chu, my brain is born with an amazing memory. In this huge exchange, what goods are received and what goods are sold every day, I know. Even if it was a month ago, the girls who came in and out of our exchange, I would. Roll. Chu Han interrupted him with a look of contempt. It's too wretched, take it easy. How much is the material? Hurry up and buy it for me. Come on, Wei Suanen responded, and led Chu Han to the self-service trading equipment. After a few manipulations, he turned his head and said to Chu Han. Look, the Flame of Order is priced at 30 million gold coins. Chu Han leaned over and took a look. 30 million, doesn't seem expensive. That's what you don't know. Wei Suanen explained while filming Fire of Order. The money for this material is just a small amount. If you want to forge an artifact, the money you spend is mainly for the blacksmith. That's not a small fee. Come on, put it away. After finishing speaking, he applied for a deal with Chu Han, put the Fire of Order on it, and put another 12 million gold coins on it. The few pieces of equipment you had left before have also been sold out. The total is 42 million gold coins. Excluding the money for the Fire of Order, there are still 12 million gold coins left. After Chu Han accepted it, he suddenly remembered something. Don't you need to deduct the handling fee? Oh, I forgot? Wei Suanen pretended to be surprised, how exaggerated his acting skills should be. Immediately, he grinned. It doesn't matter, if you forget it, this time it is a free service for you. But, the Dark Heavenly Dragon should have revealed a lot of good things for you, right? If you want to sell, can you also list it on our exchange? Chu Han rolled his eyes. I plan to give it to you. Why are you doing this little trick? Being punctured, Wei Suanen swayed his body and blushed. It looks more wretched. Chu Han applied for a deal, and threw all the equipment he harvested yesterday, most of which were orange gold equipment, and 2 red spiritual weapons. Damn it. Level 90 spirit weapon? Return 2. Mr. Chu, you are really my god of wealth. It's a pity that I'm not a girl, otherwise I will definitely make you happy tonight. Shut up. Chu Han roared wildly, attracting the attention of many people in the hall. He really couldn't afford to lose this man, so he quickly pulled Wei Suanen to the corner. Can you calm down? Don't make any noise, okay? Otherwise, I won't give it to you. Wei Suanen quickly covered his mouth with both hands, and nodded obediently. His eyes gleamed, almost turning into gold coins. That's about the same. After hesitating for a while, Chu Han reconfirmed uneasy. Can you guarantee that you won't make a sound? Wei Suanen nodded again. Immediately, Chu Han resumed the transaction and put the imperial glazed spear on it. Puff, when Wei Suanen saw it, he immediately sprayed it out, his eyes bulging like a toad. Seeing that something was wrong, Chu Han quickly pressed his hands covering his mouth to prevent him from making a sound. Wei Suanen's breath is like a gossamer. I received a level 100 artifact. Quickly call and tell my mom. His son is promising. 10 minutes later, Chu Han saw that his mood had stabilized, so he let go. No way, old Wei, you run an exchange anyway, how can you be so excited when you see an artifact? Wei Suanen wiped his mouth, took a deep breath. You don't know, our Zhongling city is a small place, and artifacts are rare to come across. Even if there are a few items that come out occasionally, those members of the Grand Guild will digest them internally. How could they pass through our exchange? To tell you the truth, this is the first time I've seen a level 100 artifact. Chu Han smiled and shook his head. Okay, you can sell it slowly. Yes, there is one more thing I need to ask you. Wei Suanen's expression turned serious. Say, Wei is willing to die. Not so, not so. Chu Han took out the skillbook wrapped in black mist, and handed it to Wei Suanen. This skillbook needs to be appraised. Do you have a way to get it done? Small idea. After receiving the skillbook, Wei Suanen patted his chest. My god-peeping eyes also have the function of identification. After speaking, his eyes flashed a glare. Chu Han hurriedly asked, what is this? Wei Suanen shrugged, appraisal. Chu Han squinted at him. I know you're using identification, but what is this skillbook? Wei Suanen also squinted back. I used identification technique, and the skillbook I identified is also identification technique. Chu Han was too lazy to talk nonsense, and snatched the skillbook back. Appraisal technique. LV.20, Tier 2 skill, occupational restriction, none. Depend on, he really used identification to identify the identification technique. Okay, nothing else. By the way, do you know where you can get the Millennium Ice Crystal? Ice Spirit Palace. Wei Suanen said without thinking. That's the highest level map in our Zhongling city, I remember it very clearly. Okay, get busy, I'm leaving. With a goal in mind, Chu Han turned around and left without delay. And Wei Suanen was taken aback, and hurriedly shouted. Hey, Mr. Chu, the Ice Spirit Palace is a level 300 map. It's very dangerous, don't go there lightly. Chu Han waved his back to him, and walked out of the trading hall without looking back. At this moment, in a certain corner, an ordinary-looking man looked at the direction Chu Han left. After Chu Han's figure disappeared, he picked up the communicator and whispered. Notify the Patriarch that Chu Han has gone to the Ice Spirit Palace. Chapter 49. The boss hasn't been fought yet, and the material popped out by itself? South of Gangyang City, Suzaku Guild headquarters. The manor is built by the sea and covers a vast area. At this time, the interior of the manor was decorated with lights and festoons, and the decoration was incomparably luxurious. The Tu family originally planned to celebrate 2 happy events. One was to welcome Shen Shingen, and the other was to hold a coming-of-age ceremony for Tu Kang. But now, Shen Shingen didn't come, and Tu Kang also disappeared. After a day of searching, there was still no trace. It can be concluded that Tu Kang is dead. In the courtyard, the head of the family, Tu Lien, sat on the right seat, his face extremely dark. Those sitting below are all middle and high-level cadres of the guild. Today, he summoned everyone for one thing, to avenge Tu Kang and kill Chu Han. Although there were many people present, Tu Lien didn't speak, and they all kept their mouths shut. After a while, a man in a red armor walked in. The Liang squad belongs to the Suzaku Guild and is an elite team trained by Tu Lien himself. This man in red armor is the leader of Liang team, Han Tai. Patriarch, there is news about Chu Han, he is on his way to the Ice Spirit Palace. Hearing this, Tu Lien suddenly opened his eyes, revealing a strong murderous intent. Okay, he is looking for death. Han Tai, lead the team yourself and kill him. Han Tai hesitated for a moment. Patriarch, he is the hero of Zhongling City now. If we kill him, we will become public enemies of Zhongling people. Snapped. Tu Lien was furious, raised his hand and slapped him. What a shit hero. He himself admitted that it was Shen Xingchen who killed the Dark Dragon. He has something to do with him. This little bastard is just trying to catch fame. What's more, he was jealous of my son Tu Kang, robbed him of his quota, and even murdered him. I must tear him into pieces. Facing Tu Lian's anger, Han Tai hastily bowed. I understand, Patriarch, please wait for my news. Immediately, he turned to the people behind him. The Liang team obeys the order and immediately follow me to the Ice Spirit Palace. At this time, at the entrance of the Ice Spirit Palace, Chu Han shivered. It's so cold. After rubbing his hands together, he entered the copy. Soon, the monster guarding the gate of the palace came up head-on. Name: Frozen Centaur. Attribute: Divine Beast. Open black lens bracket level. LV.270 close black lens bracket. Health volume: 1500W. 1500W. Physique: 4113. Open black lens bracket power: 4416 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket wisdom: 3927 close black lens bracket open black lens bracket agility: 4046 close black lens bracket spirit: 3379. Combat power value: 68412. Skills: Frozen Sprint, War Roar, Spear Wielding. Introduction. The half-human, half-horse mythical beast is frozen here, guarding the palace for thousands of years. Close black lens bracket. Weakness: slow movement, can attack from behind. Close black lens bracket. The attributes are very average, except for the blood volume. It is similar to the Dark Dragon in a weak state. But in terms of skills, there is a world of difference. After all, they're just mobs, so there is no comparison. Now, for level 290 monsters, Chu Han can see through the information at a glance. You can even see weaknesses. On the way here, Chu Han learned the appraisal technique by hand. Then, it was transformed into a forbidden curse, the Heart of Bai Zi. Heart of Bai Zi. The holy beast Bai Zi knows everything in the world, and can see through all things regardless of restrictions. Close black lens bracket. If you use my Heart of Bai Zi to look at my Paraz necklace, what will happen? Is there a bug? Chu Han was very curious. Purgatory natural disaster. The fire element exploded, directly cleaning up the monsters at the entrance. There is no way. He needs to find the boss to make materials, and he has to control the power of his skills. Otherwise, stand at the door and cast a few forbidden spells, and the dungeon will be completed. Shaking his head helplessly, Chu Han walked inside. Beep. Suddenly, a system prompt sounded. Chu Han opened the panel and found that Shen Xingchen was chatting with him in private. Shen Xingchen. Are you there? Close black lens bracket, Chu Han. What's the matter? Close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. I heard that you made a big commotion in Zhongling City. Close black lens bracket. Chu Han. No, I just killed a monster. Close black lens bracket, Shen Xingchen. Why did a bunch of reporters come to interview me? Can you give me a reasonable explanation? Close black lens bracket. Chu Han. I don't know. Close black lens bracket, Shen Xingchen. Close black lens bracket. Chu Han. Can you stop being so This is meant to be a curse. Close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. I know, I was just scolding you. Close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. Close black lens bracket, Chu Han. Chu Han. No way, no way. You, the great elder, won't be angry with a kid like me, right? Close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. Forget it, come to Shanghai City to find me when you have time. I have a mission for you. Close black lens bracket. Chu Han. What mission? Close black lens bracket, Shen Xingchen. You'll know when you get here, the day after tomorrow at the latest. Close black lens bracket. Shen Xingchen. 2,435,783.22, 45,763.41. After sending the coordinates, Shen Xingchen directly cut off the chat. Chu Han wiped off his cold sweat. Fortunately, I've been fooled. This old boy doesn't know how he will retaliate against me. Forget it, I have to go to the big city to pick up the fourth mission anyway. Let's go there after collecting the materials. Having made up his mind, Chu Han continued to walk forward. Suddenly, a loud noise came from behind. It's like someone is coming. Chu Han turned around suspiciously. I heard footsteps getting closer and closer, and a team of 10 people appeared at the entrance of the palace. Give it to me and kill him. The leader is indiscriminate and directly issues orders. Then, 10 people surrounded Chu Han. Half moon slash. Explosive bow. Sprint. Seeing a bunch of skills rushing over, Chu Han smiled slightly. Haunting dance. Whizzing, the violent wind element swept over and immobilized 10 people, while blood-red damage values floated above their heads. Instant kill. Thump. Thump. 10 corpses fell to the ground, with horrified expressions still on their faces. So weak, what are you trying to do? If you upgrade your team, Then go and farm your monsters, I won't compete with you. Why do you want to fight and kill as soon as you come up? Chu Han shook his head regretfully. Killing people won't result in loot, otherwise, seeing as these people are all around level 5, they should have some good stuff with them. To resolve the crisis, Chu Han continued to walk into the passage. This ice spirit palace is not only extremely cold, but also extremely large. What's even more troublesome is that the interior is built like a maze. Chu Han had a reasonable suspicion that those centaurs were not willing to be gatekeepers at all. Instead, they didn't know the way at all, and couldn't walk inside. Chu Han was so annoyed to death. If it weren't for finding the boss, he would really want to wipe this place out with a forbidden spell. Clean up the mobs all the way. Half an hour later, Chu Han passed through the end of the passage and finally came to a wide hall. Above the main hall, a frozen throne stands in the center. On the throne, there is a giant wrapped in ice, which seems to be sleeping. Name: Frozen King. Epic Boss. Attribute: Giant. Open black lens bracket level. LV.350 close black lens bracket. Health volume: 4000 W, 4000 W. Physique: 7376. Open black lens bracket power: 7491 close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket wisdom: 8288 close black lens bracket. Agility: 6305. Open black lens bracket. Spirit: 5246 close black lens bracket. Combat power value: 108,737. Skills: Frozen Roar, Dominate the World, War Spirit Summoning, Sovereignty, Heavy Hammer. Weakness: Slow movement, can attack from behind, close black lens bracket. Chu Han was a little speechless. Co-authoring this nest of monsters all share the same weakness? Let me have a good meal, vent your anger on me first. Purgatory. Just as he was about to release the forbidden spell, Chu Han suddenly discovered. On the frozen seat under boss's butt, there is a gemstone that shines with a strange light. It is incompatible with the color tone of other things in the hall. Chu Han suppressed the forbidden curse and used Bai Zi's heart to explore. Material: Millennium Ice Crystal, open black lens bracket level, star close black lens bracket. Introduction. Originally an ordinary orb, it was invaded by the cold air of the Frozen King and turned into a 1,000-year-old ice crystal, close black lens bracket. Chu Han. What's going on? The boss hasn't been fought yet and the material popped out by itself? Chapter 50. This boss has so much water. Chu Han looked around, a little at a loss. This boss is too hospitable, right? It made him a little embarrassed to start. Think about it, breaking into someone's house, not only taking things away, but also beating them up. Is it rude? Don't care about him. Get the material first and then talk. The frozen throne was about 10 meters high. Chu Han spread out his wind spirit wings and flew to the boss. Millennium ice crystals are inlaid on the armrest. Chu Han didn't care what happened, he just stretched out his hand to pick it. How did you dig out the water? After fiddling for a long time, the 1,000-year-old ice crystal did not move at all, but Chu Han's hands were covered with water stains. No, it's frozen. He looked up sharply. I saw that the Frozen King had already awakened, and the ice on his body melted rapidly. Its pair of azure blue eyes were looking at him with anger. Crack. Bang. The ice wrapped around his body shattered, and the Frozen King swung his pillar like right arm and patted Chu Han. When this boss is sitting, it is almost 30 meters high. With such a huge body, the speed is naturally not much faster. With the blessing of Feng Ling's wings, Chu Han easily hid aside. Boom. The blow from the boss, which was as heavy as Mount Tai, was too late to stop, and it slammed on his left arm. Oh. I don't know if it's because of anger, or because it hurts too much. The boss screamed wildly and stood up. At least 40 meters in size, it almost filled the entire space. Stupid human beings, dare to disturb this king, die. Chu Han froze in midair, rolling his eyes violently. This is it again. When these bosses opened their mouths, they were either stupid human beings, or humble human beings. Is there anything fresh? Who designed the lines? If there is no ink in my stomach, can I just go home and read more books? After complaining in his heart, Chu Han challenged the boss. Stop talking nonsense, come after me if you have the guts. He moved his body, trying to lead the boss elsewhere. If it's a normal battle, you can kill the boss in seconds with a forbidden spell, and then pick up the loot. But now the booty pops out ahead of time. Chu Han was not sure whether his skills would damage it. He had never fought this kind of battle before, so he had no idea. The boss is too close to the seat at this time, and it will be attacked rashly. Therefore, he decided to lure the boss away. First pick up the 1,000-year-old ice crystal, and then do it. Want to escape? Coward. The Frozen King's voice resounded throughout the hall, and then he took heavy steps and began to chase. Okay, it's easy if you can draw it out. Seeing that the boss started to move, Chu Han hurriedly stretched out his body and flew towards the entrance of the main hall. However, when he stood at the entrance of the main hall and turned around to look, The Frozen King has just taken half a step, a long time. Boom. The ground trembled, and the boss's footsteps landed on the ground, and this step was considered complete. Chu Han looked dumbfounded. No, big brother. Hurry up, I'm in a hurry. Snort. The Frozen King let out a breath of cold air. You think you can escape? This king will hunt you down to the ends of the earth? Chu Han has the heart to curse the street. Stop chanting your broken lines. Hurry up and take 2 steps. Only then did he understand why the boss put the 1,000-year-old ice crystal in that conspicuous place. It just knew that its movements were too slow, deliberately led people over, and then carried out a sneak attack. Boom. A few minutes later, the Frozen King finally took the second step. Chu Han glanced at it speechlessly, and it walked about 10 meters in these 2 steps. That's it. Too lazy to wait any longer, Chu Han spread out his wind spirit wings, ready to fly over to pick out the ice crystals. Found it. Here it is. Suddenly, a voice came from behind. Chu Han looked back, and found that another 10-member team rushed from outside the hall, filing in. The fiery red battle armor they wore was exactly the same as the 10 people just now. It's a coincidence to meet once, but twice, things may not be so simple. Could it be that these people came here specifically for me? Chu Han also noticed the clue, and murmured in his heart. Despicable human beings have helpers. Do you think this king doesn't have one? Come out, frozen battle spirit. The Frozen King opened his arms, and the palms of his hands shone with a cold blue light. In an instant, the ice layer all over the hall began to crack. Immediately afterwards, countless armored warriors climbed out of the crack. What should I do? Someone in the 10-member team asked. The leader immediately ordered, kill the people first. Ah. Shu Lang laughed. Kill me? If I hadn't been worried about the destruction of the materials, my lord, you wouldn't even have the chance to say this. In the final analysis, it is the 1,000-year-old ice crystal that allows you to live longer. Whoosh. Chu Han didn't talk nonsense, he just maxed out his speed, and rushed out from the encirclement of the 10-man team. In the blink of an eye, he came to the frozen throne. The 0.01% power of the Purgatory natural disaster shot, blasting around the 1,000-year-old ice crystal. After 10 shots in a row, he directly melted a round hole where the ice crystal was. Afterwards, the frozen throne couldn't bear the high temperature and began to melt, and the hole was filled with water. Chu Han quickly stuffed his fingers into the hole and plucked fiercely. Snapped. This time, he picked out the 1,000-year-old ice crystal in one fell swoop. Drink. The soldiers summoned by the Frozen King rushed over, a group of fast ones. Chu Han hurriedly put the ice crystals into his backpack, and then flew behind the boss. The hundreds of armored warriors below lost their target and began to attack the 10-man team. Seeing that the situation was not good, they turned around and ran out. Want to run now? Aren't you going to kill me? Hee. Give me death. Boom. The double-power Purgatory natural disaster is shot, and the endless sea of flames spreads all around. The 10-member team had nowhere to hide, and was wiped out in an instant. And the blood bar of the Frozen King was also emptied directly. -17,345,648 -17,345,648. Due to tribute restraint, even for a level 300 boss, Chu Han still had explosive output. Ah, stupid. Human. After confessing his last words, the body of the Frozen King suddenly collapsed and then completely melted. After its huge body turned into water, it directly flooded the hall. Chu Han quickly flew to a high place, clicking his tongue. Good guy, this boss. So much water. After the big water flowed outside, Chu Han fell down. After a cursory glance, there was nothing new about the spoils of war, so I put them all in my backpack. With the 1,000-year-old ice crystal in hand, Chu Han didn't stay long, and left the Ice Spirit Palace directly. Going back the same way and walking out from the gate, Chu Han couldn't help being startled. I saw another group of men in red appeared outside the palace. It's a dog's skin plaster, Chu Han muttered, and walked up to it. Han Tai was not surprised to see Chu Han. He smiled coldly and said coldly, "You really came out alive. I knew they were not your opponents." Chu Han looked Han Tai up and down, and found that this person's attire was somewhat different from the others, and he was obviously the leader. He sneered. "Knowing that they are not my opponents, how dare you let them in? You guys who are bosses like to let the younger brother be cannon fodder first, don't you?" Hearing this, Han Tai's expression changed. Before he could speak, Chu Han continued. "If I'm not mistaken, you are also the cannon fodder sent by others, right? Tell me, who is the person behind you?"